Hello there. Welcome to the Moistest of Mondays. My name is Trace W. Stein, Lord in Edinburgh. Now, I just have an opening message for you in the form of a good old funny, as they say. Yes. So, Mr. Timothy Cole, a 5-year-old chap, was sitting at home one day watching his favorite television show. Now, on the show, unfortunately, they referred to men as bastards and women as bitches, yes? Well, he's a 5-year-old. He doesn't quite understand, so he rushes up to his sister's room and he asks her, "Sis, what do bitches and bastards mean?" Well, the sister responds, as you would to a 5-year-old. A bitch is a woman and a bastard is a man, as they say. Well, Timothy accepts this. He then runs to see his mother. Yes. She's preparing dinner. Yes. She's cutting chicken into slices, and she accidentally slices her finger right as Timothy walks into the room. That's no good, so she yells, "Fuck!" as she does so. Well, Timothy, being a 5-year-old, doesn't understand what the word fuck means, so he asks his mother point blankly, "Mother, what does fuck mean?" She simply says, it means cutting chicken, darling." Well, he's got his answer there, so there's nothing left to do but go see old Pop upstairs. Now they're getting ready for some company. So, Father's shaving. Now, as he's putting the shaving cream on his face, he grabs his razor and starts shaving and accidentally cuts himself. Quite deeply, he's bleeding. Well, he yells the word shit right as Timothy walks in. Now, Timothy, being the inquisitive chap that he is, asks his father, "Papa, what does shit mean?" Papa is very, very, very confused as why he's asked this, but he simply replies, "Well, it means shaving cream, son." Well, the rambunctious Timothy has had quite the day. The evening comes, the doorbell rings, and Timothy yells, "I've got it, family." Runs over to the door, opens up the door and says, "Hello, all you bitches and bastards. My mother's finishing fucking the chicken, and my dad's rubbing shit on his face. Come in." Welcome to the Moist Monday podcast. That's the plot, all right? I'm not being offensive. That's just the plot.
Didn't the dad die on the way to the hospital for the kid?
I don't think I've ever seen it, so I don't think I've ever seen it.
It's a good movie.
It's a great movie. There is no more annoying fucking child role in cinematic history than that kid.
No, I can't think of any except for like the baby in Twilight because it wasn't a human.
Yeah, but that doesn't count because it wasn't a fucking
main
human.
Character, yeah.
No, this kid is in most of this movie, and you want to fucking punch him every time he's on screen.
Like the mom.
How old is this kid?
He's like 9.
Yeah.
So he can like do things.
Yeah, and also he like builds weaponry.
Yeah, like he's an inventor.
He has a catapult on his back for bullies.
It's like a series of unfortunate events was like real.
I love that shit though. That sounds like something that I would have done
It's
as a
also
kid.
a horror movie.
That's why I haven't seen it.
Yeah, and it's also later.
You don't do horror. I forgot about that.
No,
I'm
does
a
not
pussy.
do anything. Yeah.
I'm a
Have
pussy.
you saw our short film though?
Yeah. Well, finally
Did
saw
it
it.
actually spook you?
No, it was good though.
It was scary.
It was a little spooky.
It was supposed to be. I mean,
Yeah, and very artistic. I'm glad you finally got to use a horse too. Because you've been pushing for that for so long.
And it was a real horse.
Yes. There's a horse named Boone, yeah.
He's not like constantly trying to get a CGI horse in our film.
The horse's name is Boone?
The horse's name was Boone, yeah.
Damn, dude. Do you think the Boone's farm? That was what I was trying to reach for.
You didn't reach for it. You just said it.
No.
In my head, I was like, that's a good setup for a joke.
Because you're one of those people that the Babadook would come after.
Why? Because
Come here, buddy.
I'm an idiot.
No. But Boone was. I felt so bad because in the end credits, I noticed I credited everybody but the horse.
Oh,
he's gonna freaking ride it.
And my cast was livid at me. Really? You didn't credit the horse. I'm like, he's in one shot
and can't read.
Yeah.
And didn't give consent.
He did not sign anything.
What's hilarious is that horse was tied up outside from the time of 12 midnight to 3 a.m. so we could get the shot because there's a 48 hour
film. So
that's what you did with me the last time we filmed.
It's so late.
Well, because we've got it down to a science, and we realized that Saturday nights is just suffering. Like we will have to suffer.
It's a bad night
because I need Sunday to edit because I don't fucking play games.
Dude, you edit in an hour and a half though.
Yeah,
you
when we did ours, we were editing Saturday late afternoon.
Because you were editing it as we were going along
so quick.
Well, yeah, because I like being able to show people progress, but
for sure, yeah,
but 48 hours.
But Grimwater was different because we had to like.
Back and forth more.
It was there was back and forth timelines. There were 2 shots that required VFX on it.
Oh.
Because I wanted to, there was one shot where I wanted Anna to disappear out of the background.
Ooh.
Do you remember that shot when he walks by and she's in the background, but then he walks by in front of her and he's gone?
Okay, I do.
Yeah, on the railroad tracks.
It's such a simple. It's like such a simple concept, but the execution of it is like so fucking difficult because I had to like track the certain space that Anna was in, and then I had to do like.
Was it a moving camera shot?
Yeah, it was literally it was handheld.
Harder.
So it was
so you have to go by frame.
So it wasn't like
frame by frame. If it was
it wasn't
tripod,
like I just tracked it left to right.
Yeah.
I tracked it.
You moved.
Yeah, and she's going from right to left.
So you can't just get a basic
and it's
blank.
like going up and down and shit. And so, like, I literally had to track it.
Well, I didn't. That's impressive. That's
I definitely want to rewatch that scene now.
Well, dude, when you first showed me, you were like, "Did you notice?" And I was like, "Yeah, that was spooky as fuck." Dude.
I just didn't know if it would play on like smaller screens.
Sure.
Like, if people would notice this silhouette of the person.
But I think the subtle,
what the fuck is that?
Subtlety of it
Just
made it good.
I'll fight him. I'll fight him in the parking lot.
But
sir, you can't walk.
We kind of just threw.
I can walk. I just choose not to.
We kind of just threw people into this episode. So you're listening to the Moist Monday podcast.
Hey.
Thanks for being a part of this.
Ooh, speaking of which, we gotta get moist
speaking
today.
of this, we got glasses with ices, and
we'll walk to you,
and we'll introduce you in a second. So don't worry. But we got to fill these with something. Our guest today brought something fancy. What did you bring?
So I brought one of my favorite scotches of all time. People are going to call me simple for this one. The Macallan Highland single malt Scotch whiskey. This is the double cask. I think it's what is it? It's a American and oak casks as well as handpicked sherry seasoned. So double cask, it tastes amazing. It's not too peaty. So I'm gonna give you guys a little. You guys like a lot of scotch, a little scotch? What do we feel?
I'll do a decent.
Yeah, I'll do a decent amount.
Okay,
we'll be sitting for a while.
Sorry, I'm touching the wire.
That's all right. I can cut it out in post.
Cut it out, baby.
Dude, I'm excited because we usually drink like shit on the podcast.
Just beer.
Well, remember that one time we had Kool-Aid vodka or lemonade vodka and it was like the worst thing?
No, it was when the Queen died, we had a lemon martini, like a lemon twist.
Oh, that was terrible. But I'm thinking of that Firehouse juice and then you added vodka to it. And it was just fine.
That wasn't horrible.
Yeah, that martini was nasty.
No, that was the bad drink we've had.
But this is probably the fanciest thing we've ever had on the podcast.
These are man pours, by the way, gents. So
well, we're men here. If you're new to the podcast, thanks for tuning in. If you're an old fan, an old friend, an old Moist Mutual, we really appreciate you coming back.
Is it technically my first time on the podcast?
Yeah, and this is your second time, but your first full time. And I'll introduce you in a second. But this is our second married person. So sorry to steal the thunder from that because it's recently happened, and we'll talk about that in a second. I don't want to give away too much from our guest, but
yeah, thanks for dressing up, Robert.
This is what I look like every day. Jacob's wearing sweatpants.
I meant for my fucking wedding, asshole.
I did dress up for your wedding.
He wasn't the bad one at your wedding. It was Jaden that was the bad one at your wedding.
A fucking baseball cap.
In the middle of the ceremony, I could look over and just see the bill sticking up.
There's Jaden.
I put pomade in my hair. So and beard oil.
Look at you. You were smelling nice, I bet.
Yeah, I think I was, and then I think I spilled alcohol on me. So then I just smelled like alcohol. Okay, but
cheers.
12-year-old Scotch. Happy Moist Monday. I can't.
Cheers.
So far over.
I can't reach him.
I'm so sorry how far I am,
You're
but
gonna have to
cheers,
connect us,
cheers.
Jacob.
Connect
Cheers.
it through the transitive
Let's take
property.
let's take a little ASMR sip.
Ooh, that's nice.
That's a very good scotch.
Dude, I just love like the aroma of Scotch is just like
It's just
and then the warming. Like I
The
love
right
whiskey.
after is the best
I
part.
love whiskey,
Yeah.
but like, oh man, dude.
Normally, I wouldn't do an ice cube this big, but for some reason, this actually.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, people are gonna give a shit. Why you drink a Scotch with an ice cube? Because it's fucking moist Monday.
Usually, just a single ice cube like that big is
Yeah,
what I
just
put
small
in there
one.
because it melts all the way.
This one will last like
The entire night, yeah.
I've got a coworker who does Scotch and soda, like club soda, and I'm like, get the fuck
mixes
out.
Scotch with soda.
Yeah, Scotch and soda, it's a thing,
Dude, I
Didn't you have like the worst mixed drink ever?
This is I don't know if we're thinking about the same
I'll
story.
fucking beat you on this one, but tell yours first.
So my story, whoa, ghosts. My story is we were in Portland, and my buddy that I was meeting for the first time, like he was a YouTube friend. He had bought like a $200 bottle of Scotch, and we drank it all that night. And just to piss us off, he's the one that bought it. Just to piss us off the entire night, he was mixing it with Sprite.
God.
And I'm like, dude, it was delicious Scotch, but he's the one that bought it, and he was just doing it to piss us off. And I was like, dude, I don't care, you bought it. That means I'm drinking more of your straight Scotch, and you're like, we drank the whole bottle in one night. That was a fun night, but
Oh, Jesus. Fuck.
I did take a sip of it, pretty good, but it was with Sprite. Yeah, but I was like, I'm not doing that.
So I have it's a story. So on the day of my wedding,
Which congratulations.
Thank you.
I know what you're
I had all
talking
the like important. You were there for
Yes.
this. I had all the important men in my life kind of come over. I wanted to give them a toast because they had kind of like these were the people who shaped me growing up. So I wanted to give a toast. It was kind of a brunch gig. Everybody had mimosas. I had
3.
I had drank most of my mimosas, so I had like a little bit left. So it was just orange juice and a little bit of champagne. And so I went back inside to pour some more champagne and orange juice. I poured a splash of orange juice and I looked. We didn't have champagne left. There was no champagne left.
Oh shit!
What'd you have?
Oh, fuck. So I turn over and there's this beautiful, beautiful bottle of whiskey, Whistle Pig 12 year. Super nice
Whistle Pig
whiskey.
is so good.
never
So
heard of
good.
that.
Yeah. So I'm like, fuck it. And I just
your
poured.
wedding.
I poured enough to make it look like I had a full glass. I had like maybe half of the champagne glass. I poured the rest of it in to make it look like it was full.
Was it
I
just
took it out.
brown, orange? Like
Yeah, it was not the right color, but it was orange enough to like no one was going to
would-
ask.
No one would be like, that looks a little dark.
I take it out, I do my toast, and of course we then swig, and I'm like, all right, and I swig it. That fucking drink, it was it was one of the worst liquids to ever enter my throat.
Really?
I
It did not mix well.
Yeah.
I can't imagine whiskey and orange
I
juice.
made my friend Braden and one of my groomsmen Braden try it, and we dubbed it the war crime.
I took a sip of it. It was not good.
Oh no, it was awful.
It was just, you could just tell like these two things shouldn't be together.
No, war crimes.
Because I love orange juice, love whiskey, and dude,
God
we're
damn
getting
it.
fucking, we're getting haunted.
That's the third thing to fall.
Shit's falling apart here at the Moist Monday podcast.
We have a ghost at our house. We named her Reagan, so I'm like
Reagan?
Yeah, after Exorcist, I think.
That's not
Yeah.
scary at all. Speaking of scary, and speaking of congratulations, it kind of ties together my first question with you.
Yeah.
You just got back. Obviously, this is going to come out, in a couple weeks. But you just got back from Salem, Mass.
Salem, Massachusetts.
So you went there for your honeymoon.
Yeah.
I am curious. Like, tell me about your honeymoon.
So
Tell me about the scary Salem, Massachusetts.
Tell me about the married sex.
Ooh, yeah. Just tell us everything about married life so far. Starting with Salem.
It feels more like domestic violence than sex now.
And that's the TikTok, ladies and gentlemen.
Go on.
Hey, no. So your girlfriend likes it rough. That's just how your girlfriend likes it. Your wife likes it rough.
Yeah, you feel like you're
just
crossing a boundary.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, I can see
I'm gonna
that.
send you to work with Bruce's wife. Yeah, go. Like no,
Yeah, that my
no.
husband did this to me, not my boyfriend.
Okay, so I do have a question on that kind of topic because this is something I've talked to my girlfriend about. Is like,
yeah, you guys are into rough stuff too.
no, but like the roughest I've been with a girl, I don't want to be that with her.
Or you spit.
No, that's not rough.
I recently found out that my wife does not like spitting.
Really?
Yeah.
How much did you spit?
Did you?
Which is weird when you're...
So you found this out after marriage?
No, not...
That was not in her
me,
vows.
No, not me spitting on her.
Oh.
Her spitting on me.
She didn't like it.
No, I know. It's like we progressively just do like rougher and rougher stuff. And then I'm like, there was one time when it's just spit on it, right? Spit on it.
Oh, it?
Oh, spit on.
Spit on it.
That's a common thing.
He looks
I've
up
had
at-
that happen to me.
And-
I thought you meant spit in the face.
Yeah,
No,
like spit
I
on my
know,
mouth.
right?
Yeah.
No, I know. And then I'm like, yeah, spit on it. That's pretty standard, right? But I never told her to do that before, and I just am like, oh, okay. And she looks at it. Keep in mind, middle of like rough stuff, and she looks up at me with puppy dog. I was like, I'm not into that, and I'm like, oh, you poor thing. Like I just
You
wanted
just
to.
hear.
Yeah.
There's part of me that just wanted to stop there and be like, I'm gonna cuddle you, and we're gonna watch Hocus Pocus in Salem.
But that's also like this happened on your honeymoon. This happened on your honeymoon.
That's like a weird...
Yes, that was the part you
It's a
left
weird
out.
thing to find out 3 years later.
That's also a weird line to draw because also spitting on someone's dick is helpful.
It's
It's like-
lube.
It's also what's already in your mouth.
yeah, like... Yeah.
Other than me.
yeah, it's like that's a weird. So that's
a weird line
So that's
there.
where you cross the line.
Yeah.
But also, it's like a curved
yes.
line. Like you go way past that for other instances.
That's
It's like
that's why communication
it's like a
is
kink
so important.
gerrymandering. Yeah.
So important, gents. When you're married, you'll know.
I love that fucking figure.
No, but Salem. Besides that weird part, no, but Salem
I'm
was
glad that didn't
really
ruin the whole thing for you.
really fucking awesome.
So how long were you guys there for? A week?
Just a week, yeah. So we got married on Saturday, and then the Wednesday of the next week, we flew to Salem.
That's kind of nice that you took a few days before you left.
Oh yeah.
Because
So
I feel
we-
like if you would have went immediately, it would have been exhausting.
Well, 'cause also
Yeah.
your whole family's still there.
Yeah, true. I guess.
What
yeah.
also helped was we were able to actually like go through the gifts and like get the
Organize.
thank you notes that
Yeah.
were ready, but then also get shit deposited. So we're like,
So you can actually
let's,
enjoy your honeymoon.
Smart.
splurge a little
That's
bit on our
really
honeymoon.
fucking smart, actually. Yeah.
That's it. So you can be like, let's go get a steak dinner.
Yeah, well, that was actually really interesting because we got there. I checked. I didn't fucking notice our check-in 4 p.m.
Oh,
and we got in at 11.
nice.
I was like, oh,
So you have all your shit
fucking
and time to
shit.
kill.
So we drove from the Boston airport, and the first thing we did, I was like, I'm gonna find a really nice spot, and we're gonna have a nice like wharf side, like on the docks lunch.
Oh, that's
with,
really
like
cool.
seafood and shit. Because
I guess I didn't know
she's
how-
pescatarian.
How
so
oceany is Salem?
so it's on the
How
ocean.
far away is it from Boston?
It's a coastal town. They're all coastal towns.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I went.
Boston Harbor, like it's literally on the ocean. You're looking at the Atlantic.
I did go to like Boston and Salem, and I did like the whole like continental whatever or the 13 colonies shit when I was like younger with my family.
Yeah.
And I remember it being cool, but also I remember Salem being spooky as
I'm gonna
fuck.
take this fucking thing off.
There you go.
Damn, you look so much shorter.
That's what they said about Abraham Lincoln. Look at him now.
Have you seen the thing?
He's on a penny.
Dead.
Oh.
Well, no, there's also that giant statue of him. Have
Where?
you seen the thing that
Where?
people are having trouble finding pictures of him wearing a hat?
I did see that, and I'm like, it's iconic. Like you can, like
Yeah.
I can name instances in media where he's portrayed with the hat. I know he wore the hat, but then
But, like-
pictures with him in the hat hard to find. He wore the hat during the Gettysburg Address, though.
Oh, okay.
The most famous speech ever given.
But no one was able to get footage of the speech, just a picture of him leaving after the speech.
Okay.
How tall was his hat?
Well, he was one of the tallest presidents. I think he was 6'4".
Yep. So but that's about Kane.
So with the hat, he's probably a
He's shorter than
solid
Kane.
like 6. Think about this. So think about this. I mean, he's wearing this on the top of his
Well,
head.
I'm guessing that he had a taller one than yours.
Yeah, exactly. So he probably was. He was pushing maybe 6'10".
Yeah?
Damn,
That's fair.
That's fucking basketball player status.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
He was
he's
a
He
already-
was
wrestler.
dunking on that fucking slavery.
well, how fucking tall is Steph Curry?
Who knows?
He's not terribly
I think
tall.
he's
is-
5'10".
He wears
He wears lifts.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a common thing. Actually, is that basketball?
What?
Sports.
Sports.
I don't fucking follow any sports,
neither.
man.
I do have a question about that later. But
Good.
we got to go back to
Salem.
Salem. So
Yeah.
you had
getting
a
a
nice
nice dinner or
fish
lunch.
lunch.
Yeah, so
Listen.
we started off with a nice fish lunch. We had an Airbnb, and it was like
Oh, that's cool.
it was an apartment, but it was one of the apartments that's below ground, so you would be in the streets. You'd open a gate and walk down concrete stairs to the room. It was very dungeony.
That sounds really cool.
On the entrance, and then you open it, and it's really cool because it's like the walls were still some of the original brickwork and some of the original stonework.
Holy shit!
That's really cool.
But
and that's where you weren't
fancy.
allowed to get spit on.
Which is the perfect place to get spit
exactly.
on.
Yeah,
You're in a dungeon,
I'm
dude.
like, wet me up, but
And she said, "Not today, baby."
and then
We're married now.
I put on my Infinity Gauntlet and just said, "Fine, I'll do it myself."
You spit on it and just went down.
Metal, it's cold.
Rust.
And that's when he got the tetanus shot.
But and then after that, it was. I mean, the coming days after that was just a fucking free for all.
A lot of days coming.
Shit.
Oh,
just
So did you have like a loose plan, or are you just wandering?
no. So the only thing we had planned, which one of them we didn't even do. The only thing we had planned was a ghost tour.
okay.
And
Makes
and a magic show.
Ooh, I would love that second one.
Yeah, it's where I got Jay. So sorry, Robert. I've known him longer. And
Hey, my gift right now is you being here.
I've drawn his.
Why are you laughing?
Just so the sincerity behind it.
Robert, I've drawn his penis, so that's the only reason I got him a present.
I've seen your penis.
Has he?
Yeah.
You
And
sent
the
a Snapchat.
reflection of a microwave.
You said, "Look how clean my kitchen is."
and then your
and
dick was in the reflection of the microwave.
it was the funniest. It was the funniest Snapchat I've ever seen.
'cause
And we all joked. We were with Jade at the time.
No, because we all joking a screenshot
Yeah, we all
this, and
joked.
then only Jaden did.
No, I think I remember that because I was like, you guys were like doing some shit. I was like, why the fuck am I
I'm pretty
home?
sure we were at the OP.
He bought us dinner one time, yeah.
Was that night?
I think so.
there it
Jaden's
is.
fancy sauce.
Yeah, Jaden's the fanciest sauce.
We got really drunk, I think.
We
Or at
did,
least I
but,
did.
for free.
We did.
But yeah, so it was pretty much just a free for all every day except for those two things. And I actually got a tattoo in Salem.
What?
No shit.
I did get a tattoo, and what's
You're gonna
funny,
show us?
it's a tattoo that is kind of for because I wanted to get tattoos similar to what Anna was getting. But I also got this tattoo out of spite.
Okay.
Whoa.
Because at work, there's a giant chalkboard, and I drew a picture of a ghost that had these pinup legs.
Okay.
And I said, guys, look, I drew a sexy ghost, and everybody was like, "That's not sexy. You just sexualized a ghost, Chase."
People, what?
And like, so you're not. So no, it's a sexy ghost. They're like, no, it's a sexualized ghost. You fuck.
What a weird line to draw.
It sounds like
No,
it
'cause
sounds
they
very
always,
similar
like-
to the Eminem discussion that
No,
was
because
went
my
down,
coworkers
remember?
all like fucking with me.
Yeah.
And so they're like, yeah, of course it's not sexy. So I'm like, all right, fuck you, spite tattoo.
No way.
I just-
No way. You gotta. Oh, that's a big way. That is incredible.
Beautiful.
So that's the
My
one that
pinup
you
ghost.
drew.
Or
Yeah,
is did you draw that one?
No, I didn't draw
okay.
it.
Okay.
It was in there. I was like, this is perfect.
No, that's
because this is
awesome.
very similar to what I drew. So
that's-
even with the
so that-
crossed legs,
yeah.
I just drew arms in mine. But yeah,
So that's a smiteful
spite.
honeymoon. Just got married tattoo.
Yeah, dude, it was just a
Salem.
combination of
And my
wonderful
dick is
things.
bone dry.
Yeah.
Which we'll
she
never
went in
forget.
raw. She went in dry.
Just like the ink did. No, ink's wet.
Yeah.
And that's where we draw the line.
No.
So is Salem like a walking city then?
Yes, it is.
remember-
So,
yeah, I remember
so
being-
if you ever go to Salem over the Halloween season, even
I feel like it's all like bar crawl.
you need
kind
to
of.
get it. You need to do what we did. You need to get a place that's maybe 10 to 5 minutes out of town, and then just Uber in every day.
Okay.
Oh, because it's too chaotic?
It really is. Like, you do not want to spend 2 hours in a 5 mile square radius.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, it's
I don't-
just jammed.
That makes sense because of Halloween and witches.
Yeah.
The population of Salem goes from 40,000 to 100 and some odd thousand
So it almost triples.
in a night.
Holy shit. But I'm sure they have so much stuff.
Because of like
Because of, like, the
war crimes that
1800s.
happened.
Yeah. Did you go? I remember when I was younger and going to Salem, we went to a bunch of like museums about witches and seeing like all like the torture devices and shit. And that shit like
Which is wild because
freaked me out.
in Salem, all they had was a tree to hang them on, right?
Well, so there was a lot more than this. So we went to all of the museums to
Sure.
learn about the witch trials.
There's a lot
So
of
I
them.
got a lot of fucking knowledge in my fucking brain tank, bro.
Do you believe in the ergot poisoning theory?
No, I
What is
do not.
that?
There.
No, I
That
know.
they ate bad bread and they all
was
went
just-
crazy.
Oh, like
It
the
was
yeast?
hysteria. It was nothing but pure hysteria. It was
It's
Puritan.
satanic panic.
Yeah, it's exactly that, but in a place where there wasn't media coverage and there wasn't like people to be like, "Hey, you're being fucking insane."
But it happened way worse in England. Like,
No, it did. Thousands.
Yeah, died.
Like tens of thousands potentially were.
Is that
tra-
because we dumped their tea
No.
no.
before?
Yeah, that was way before.
There
Wait,
were just
right?
more people there at that point because it was
Wait.
in 1692.
Yeah, so it was
when-
before.
Yeah, so before we were in a fucking country.
1776. Did I get it?
Thank you, fucking Schoolhouse Rock.
I just really wanted to
Be right about something.
Yes. But my point that I wanted to do with Anna was I wanted to go to the places. I didn't want to go to like I wanted to go to all the museums, but I wanted to see the places. So we went to a place like Gallows Hill Park. Gallows Hill is called Gallows Hill for a reason.
Yep.
There's a park there.
It's a park now.
Is there a
with
swing set?
swings and all this shit. But
And you're
the
like, why is there a
trails-
news?
The trails are gorgeous there and everything. It's such a gorgeous place, but just surrounded by this darkness. You know,
Did the whole town like have that kind of vibe?
no, because people were happy to be there over Halloween. It's a very touristy destination.
Which is so weird.
I think
Which
my
is
buddy,
quite weird.
I think my buddy, Mr. Penis,
Yeah.
Dylan, he went to Salem and that he met Elvira there,
Jesus.
which was pretty cool
Yeah,
because she's spooky. I think
she is spooky and gorgeous.
I don't know. anything.
Reminds me of my wife. Ha!
That's fair.
Yeah, 'cause you
Probably
guys are
same
wondering,
cup size.
His wife, Chase's wife, Anna, was on the pod for the Halloween special. So if you want
she
to check it
did
out,
do your
Our
tarot
local
readings.
witch.
yeah, the local.
Robert,
the
did she
resident-
make you cry?
No, I was close.
He freaked out though.
Yeah, a little bit, right?
Her goal was to make me cry, and I don't know. We can come back to this if you want, but I don't know if you've realized what we've signed her up for,
Or if she's truly
or if I don't think
realized.
she's realized what she signed up for.
Well, whatever it is, she's up for it because she loves y'all. So
Yeah, it's not going to be a
You
lot.
say that.
Yeah, what?
I don't think he knows.
I had to restrain her in Grimwater. She wanted to take it farther. I'm like, we don't
And
need.
she's the perfect.
we don't
guest.
need wah 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 in front of the camera.
Should I tell him?
Oh, yeah, well, you can announce it.
So we don't have a date. We don't have a starting date, but this is going to happen probably 2023. There are going to be many daily episodes. Us three, Jago and I and Anna, we're going to review every single one of Taylor Swift's songs.
Oh,
The cards told us
The
to.
tarot cards told us to.
And she agreed to it without, I
she
think,
said,
fully
she
knowing.
said 100% yes, and it's on tape. And we're doing every episode's going to be one single song.
God, I wish I hated Taylor Swift, but she's got some bangers.
Yeah,
She has
exactly.
a lot of good
Dude,
stuff.
I just saw she's
the first person to be the top 10.
all top 10, and she knocked. There's no man on it. That's like a revolutionary thing.
Yo, fuck penises. Yeah.
Yeah, let me put on my cardigan and sing about boys.
I'm gonna wrap a cardigan around that dick.
And then sing
Not
about
get
it.
spit on. All right, so let's go back
Robert
to
can't get over that. Neither
Gallows,
can I.
Gallows Eve Park. Is that what it's called?
Gallows Eve.
What was it called?
Gallows Hill.
Gallows Hill.
Yeah, so it's a Gallows Hill Park. Not that interesting. There was a skate park there. It was really fun.
Weird. That's a weird thing. People are fucking over there grinding.
But the reason I knew about Gallows Hill and where to go is I went to an attraction, and it was Gallows Hill Theater.
Ooh.
Now, Gallows Hill Theater was one of those shows that would go through the history of witchcraft. But the sign on this one said, full show with special effects.
Ooh.
What does that mean?
And they described it as a Disneyland-like experience.
I'm guessing smoke machine
Oh my God.
and a few strobe lights.
So it's that. So there's Gallows Hill Theater, and right next to it is the Lost Museum.
What's the Lost Museum?
We'll get to that.
Okay. Yeah, I'm so intrigued right now.
So Gallows Hill
You're on a
Theater
cliffhanger.
put on a production that was reminiscent of a grade school play
Hell
with
yeah.
a budget. It was like if you assigned junior high schoolers to do a show and
didn't
they
sell enough
gave them
candy
all
bars.
the money, but they're still fucking junior high schoolers, you know?
So they got a cool set, but they're genius.
Yeah, there was like a hologram. They had like a hologram. Holy
shit.
They
Whoa.
used it for an old woman knitting.
That's what they use the hologram
The
for.
one time they used it in a 15-minute show was a a few second clip of just an old woman knitting, like in a chair. Like,
So it was just a.
Coulda
it was
brought
just like a. It
Coolio
was just
back
like
again.
a. It's like a one act.
no.
Just like a one act play, or
Yeah, it was like a 15-minute show going over like stories and tales and myths of it, but all while there's like these stock 3D animations of ghosts and zombies
fuck?
and
Which
witches.
just didn't happen.
well, dude, it's. Almost like a Disneyland experience.
It was so bad it was good. It was like watching The Room.
Sure.
And I was so happy the whole entire time because we were front row.
Oh my god! You were
How many people were behind you?
Like 20. Like
Oh, it was a small theater.
yeah, and I was wearing this hat, and I almost forgot to take. I almost forgot to take it off.
It's like wearing a hat at a wedding.
But I cannot recommend this show enough. Like, despite the bad things I've said about it, you have to go see it.
So it was Gallows Theater?
Gallows Hill Theater,
Okay.
yes.
That sounds incredible.
And we bought the combo ticket because right after Gallows Hill Theater happened, we got to go to the Lost Museum.
I was
right
hoping it
next
was like
door.
a Q&A after every
No,
show.
the Lost Museum is advertised as a museum with wonders from around the world.
Why?
You get walked down to a fucking basement in an industrial building, and you walk into a room, and it looks like there's a big seal, like a big giant stone crested seal.
Okay.
And then on the walls are artifacts.
Okay.
And you realize you are in a Disney walkthrough attraction.
Oh.
And that's it.
There's a tour guide telling you all about this stuff.
Is any of this stuff cool?
There's a painting of the proprietor of the building. And it's like old John Hithersforth or whatever.
Just because he happened to be in real estate at the time.
So John here owned the building, and he was a collector of fine artifacts from around the world. Some haunted, some cursed, some mysterious. Like that kind of deal.
So that's what the museum is what
That's
he
what it
was.
is. It's like
the
a
building
fucking-
owner's what he was into.
Yeah, it's like a fucking amusement park ride, but it's like one of those walk-through dark rides.
Yeah.
And
We could literally turn my house into that.
I was just thinking that, like, when
literally
Jacob
all the shit
dies,
I have.
when
Yeah.
Jacob dies in about 3.5 years,
And
we'll
then-
do that.
yeah, so and then it is like there's like an announcer like here's the history. On the wall is a crest, and the legend says, "If thou
So
must, thou shalt not touch."
There's a tour guide and
and a PA system. Yeah.
What
and,
the fuck?
Yeah, and then Tori's like, "All right, so as you heard on the recording, you can't touch this guy right here." She touches it, of course.
nice.
And then lights go red, and you start to walk through some haunted mansion ass shit. There is a room with like killer plants.
Okay.
There's a room with spiders. There's a demon summoning room. There's
What?
Ouija room.
So
There's-
what? So it's just a bunch of random.
It's literally a Halloween haunted house kind of deal.
You
Like,
and Anna knowing, and I would guess like respecting like the idea of like Ouija's aren't something to fuck with, and like demon summon. Like, how did it feel to you? Like,
Were you just happy or?
no, I'm
Yes,
talking
it
about
was-
like actual like feel. Like, did it feel like there was energy from any of that, or was it just an attraction?
No, because the attraction, it was all rigged. It wasn't like none of the stuff was real.
Gotcha.
They had like the fake mermaid, the monkey, and the fish
I
skeleton.
have one of those around here.
They literally had one of those as one of the.
There's
the
one on that
artifacts.
table, I believe, is a mermaid fetus.
What?
Yeah, it's a mermaid
Yeah,
fetus.
mermaid fetus. This guy.
You put it in a glass case so no one can tell that it's 3D printed.
Yeah, exactly.
Mermaids aren't
it's
real.
It was like this, but it was on the bigger ones. And
Yeah.
It was like an actual one
That's
of
like
the
that's like
skeletons.
that's like oh, this is a ghost skeleton.
Yeah.
Like, it's like the same thing. Like what? That doesn't make sense.
That's such a good bit,
It
though.
doesn't make sense.
Oh my god, I'm
There
gonna
was
get,
a boiler room
You're
bit.
gonna get a ghost skeleton.
no, I'm gonna get a big empty box that says ghost skeleton on there.
No, it
You're
was
welcome.
so fun. There was no bad energy from it.
Okay.
The-
It's just
the-
fun.
There was a Ouija room, and Anna was a little about that. But
I'm glad
then
that
she
she- I'm
realized
glad
that
that
it was a
she-
mechanism. It wasn't an actual board.
I'm glad that she is hesitant about that too, because that's like where I don't like spooky stuff in general, but like Ouija boards is where I
Yeah.
won't cross.
I touched one once, and I think it was with you.
And Fisher Price makes them. What the
Yeah,
Hasbro? What the fuck, dude?
So I'm not too scared of it because I want to invite that a little bit.
Really?
I've gone through phases of that, and then the
Yeah,
phases.
you talked about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's freaking bleep.
Speaking of which, I would take more.
Yeah, I'll take a little bit more scotch if you're willing.
You can take the bottle here. Just pour yourself some, boys.
Wow. Dude, I'm intrigued because I remember when I was a kid. I mean, I was probably elementary school when I went to Salem. I remember really liking it, and I just because it was so like old buildings. I remember like the brick roads and like all this stuff. It could be a blur of Boston as well, but like,
Probably a little bit, yeah.
it was just really fascinating because of the old history, but also just crazy that like all that shit happened.
Yeah, this part of Salem that I absolutely loved, and New England as a whole, is the old world. I love seeing old architecture and that shit put together. But with the Salem particularly, there's so many historically Yeah, dear God.
Oh my God.
The ice cube's really big. It's
Buddy.
not as much as
I
it
poured
looks.
from above those. I couldn't tell how full it
No,
was.
I didn't even pour that much before.
No, but it's the ice cube is.
There's less
He's
ice than
trying
before.
desperately to justify it. It's a heavy fucking.
Yeah, this is too much.
Hey,
I'll drink
it's
it.
Moist Monday.
We're almost half.
Well, that's not bad.
No, we finish a bottle of Jameson every episode.
No, I figured that.
We do, and that's all fair.
With Scotch, generally it's skipping, but it's sipping. But whatever.
I'll be good with
I
this,
am
pal.
sipping.
You're a fast sipper, boy.
Yeah, I'm also a spitter. Come over.
God, this is like the
He's
fifth
a very-
fucking callback.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I
bring it
thought
up the
comedy
rest.
came in threes, asshole.
No, I'm
No,
gonna.
but you come in dry.
I almost touched you there.
Guys, she still sucks, and her else is just fuck you.
Hey, at least someone does, because we know somebody that doesn't get that.
If there's one thing I can recommend though, that's outside of Salem. And
Oh, I thought it was
in
just going to be a blowjob.
Yes, I would recommend getting blowjobs.
No. Is in Boston? There's like it's like Ghost and Graveyards tour, but it's a trolley. One of those
Ooh, that's
old-fashioned
really cool.
trolleys.
With like a horse.
No. One of those old fashioned like bus trolleys, the ones that you generally would see on like
I'm like
like
is
a train,
not
like,
a horse?
like a train trolley. You know
What
the
am I
ones
thinking
that.
of?
You know the ones in like San
carriage?
You know the ones in like San Francisco that are attached to the wires above head.
Oh, a trolley.
It
These
looks
the
like
underground
that-
ones?
Yeah, it looks like that, but it's a bus. It has wheels
Oh.
instead.
Weird. Okay.
And it takes you around town, and you
wish there
see
was
like sights
horses
from the
involved.
Boston Strangler. Like you see the apartment of one of his first murderers and
Which
shit like
wasn't
that.
that in like the 70s?
You see, yeah,
That's what a guy I don't even know about.
Boston Strangler?
yeah.
I know
That
about
one?
the Boston Bomber.
Oh, yeah. No, Boston Strangler
That's
is one
terrible.
of the biggest evidence-driven thing that psychics work for true crime.
What do you mean?
The person they dubbed was way more likely than the man arrested. It's like wild.
So the man that was arrested for it,
Had an alibi for one of the nights, didn't he?
well, yeah,
So
he
the
did,
man
but
that
he
got
admitted
wasn't
to.
him?
He admitted to, I think it was 400 murders. Most of them, he was obviously not it.
Yeah.
He was admitting to something that he didn't do.
So the
but
guy's
with the
still out
particular
there?
Boston Strangler cases, he admitted and had great detail on what like what color the carpet was, what clothes
Okay.
they were wearing. Like he had those
that's
details,
terrifying.
and because he had those details, he was charged with it. But he's a chronic liar, and later admitted I didn't really do any of it.
But he still probably got charged
And-
for.
Yeah.
Well,
Why
like
would you-
40 years after the first case, they did DNA testing because it got way better.
I didn't know that.
The guy they got didn't match.
I assumed that. Yeah.
Yikes,
Didn't
and
match
he's
the
in-
DNA from what they took,
And he's in prison.
but they found other things in the apartment with his DNA.
What?
So he just knew.
So
the
he was an
people.
acquaintance and hung out.
Their working theory is the Boston Strangler is not one person.
That makes sense
it
too.
was a
It makes me
duo.
think of two things. The Scranton Strangler,
There you
which is
go.
an Office reference. And then it also
going.
makes me think of the new Batman movie.
Haven't seen it.
You haven't seen the Batman?
I know.
But you know how
Oh, you want to come over for a screening sometime?
I
We'll
haven't
drink
seen-
some more of this shit.
Yeah.
I haven't seen
But
the Batman. I haven't seen
mo-
Joker yet.
the
either.
modern
You don't
version.
need to.
Oh, I love Joker.
I don't think I'd like it. I know the premise.
I know you wouldn't like it, but
Like, because
but
you,
Batman I
you and
love.
I have had a bad stand-up comedy career, and we didn't murder anybody. We just did bad at an open
Okay, so
mic
that
once.
when I didn't know that was coming, and
There's
when that
mommy
happened in the
issues
movie, I was
too,
like,
but
"Holy
yeah,
shit!"
you know.
That movie is it's disturbing, but
no, it's a good movie. I love Joker. I think Joker's great.
I imagine it's a good
Joaquin
movie.
Phoenix. Dude.
I just don't think it would be your cup of tea.
I would rather watch Taxi Driver.
It's very similar.
I know. yeah.
But in the new Batman, that plot is kind of similar because of the Riddler.
Yeah.
he has like this cult following, and he's like the Riddler, but in modern because he's got like online following.
Because he's kind of an incel, isn't
Yeah.
he?
No,
so like,
Incel Riddler
people are
is
doing
great.
shit.
Which I love it. Also,
That's a great
fucking
character.
Paul Dano.
Dude, yeah, you need to see him in this
I
role
know.
because I love Paul Dano from weird shit like 500 Days of Summer
And Swiss Army
not
Man.
500 Days of Summer, A Little Miss Sunshine.
Yeah, and Swiss Army Man.
Swiss Army Man.
No, I think
Ruby
Paul,
Sparks.
I think Paul Dano's
Oh,
one.
There
of,
will be blood. His
I've
performance.
watched
in
that
that-
I've never
scene
seen
so
that.
many
I've
times.
never seen that.
His performance.
my child.
Yeah. No, his performance in that movie just is both from like this tyrannical preacher to a fucking coward.
Holy shit.
It's range. It's the definition of range. He's just
I-
fucking.
I
I think
love-
he's the best, like kind of more like underground, not truly viewed yet.
Well, I think the Riddler it's what took like he's now recognized because I
Okay.
dude,
I think it's taking him into the mainstream.
the role was he did. I mean, the whole movie's great. But that kind of ties into one thing that I did want to talk to you about.
Man loves tie-ins.
I'm the host of the fucking. I prepare questions. You just over here fucking sipping on
Hey,
free
Jacob,
scotch.
what do you do?
I
He bought the gear.
and I bought the house.
Do you edit, motherfucker?
I can't.
Bring this over to my house, Robert. We got this.
So I am curious. Obviously, you love film. You love movies. We could talk movies. We could talk.
I am a filmmaker. Yes.
So I am curious. Like what was like the first thing growing up that got you into the passion of? Let's maybe start with passion of liking movies, and then transition that into passion of I want to make movies.
That I it's so funny because a lot of people don't really have a concrete answer for that. I have a story. I know exactly what it
I mean,
is.
Okay.
knowing you, that makes sense. Though.
So obviously, growing up, I didn't do sports very well because I got super asthmatic when I was about 6 years old. And so it's not like I could focus all of my time on sports when
Sports suck.
I would go to practice, and 30 minutes into practice, I would be passing out,
That sounds terrible.
because I couldn't physically breathe.
Do you still deal with asthma?
Every now and then,
Because that's the thing you kind of age out of more so,
a
right?
little bit, yeah. So I
And then
actually
you
had
just ran
pneumonia this year, and it brought it back pretty hard. So
Yikes.
I'm sure
and
COVID
I
was fun.
currently uninsured, so
Oh.
I don't have an inhaler right now. So I'm like,
Well,
and I ran a mile yesterday.
Fingers crossed.
So yesterday I
between
ran a
the two
mile.
of us, we could pump and blow,
There you go.
and maybe bring someone in to spit.
There you go.
I'm gonna keep bringing it up.
No, but yeah, so I grew up and I couldn't do that. So obviously I had to do something, and I looked into movies, and I would spend so much time watching movies. I had my little portable DVD player.
Hell yeah, I had one of those. I would watch that in my bunk
Little
bed.
Toshiba, man. And
I've seen you at a concert festival pull out your phone and just watch a scene from a movie.
Oh, really?
I have done that, yeah.
Yes, you did it in front of me.
I can't do
This
crowds.
guy is passionate, guys, and I don't know if we've introduced him yet. We have not.
Hi there, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Chase Stein.
No, he said his name in the opening.
Yeah, but that was a character. That was a thing.
No, it was Chase W. Stein. My middle
Okay.
initial is W.
But I was saying at the beginning, I was like, we'll introduce our guest later, and so
Yes, Chase W. Stein. Yes.
all right.
Esquire.
So now we've introduced you. Now tell us your
Yeah.
history.
So not
Fireplace
watch.
hasn't been on.
Yeah. So not being able to do a lot of sports.
Sorry, just a second.
You tuning a TV over there?
What
takes
the
it.
heck?
There we go.
I obviously dove into movies, and then at 10 years old, my mom took me out of school in the middle of the day on a Wednesday to
course,
go
it was a
see
Wednesday.
Star Wars Episode 3 when it came out. It was,
Oh my God.
it was like May. I was like May 25th. It came out. It was back when Wednesdays were like a movie release day or some
Hell
shit.
yeah, dude. That's a good one.
Well, because she didn't want to take me to the super crowded night
Because she
screenings.
didn't want to deal with the kids.
She didn't want to deal with everybody. So fucking like 12:30 screening in the middle
So
of a school
were
day.
you a big Star Wars fan leading up to?
Oh, huge. I mean, Star Wars was the defining movie for me.
Oh, really?
Growing up, And so Star Wars Episode 3 came out, and I fell in love with that one. It's
such a good one, though.
I loved 1 and 2 as a kid.
Yeah, I will say we're the demographic that I
Liked it?
enjoyed Episode 1.
And then we kind of learned later
That we shouldn't like it, but I still
episode
do.
1 has the best fight of any Star Wars movie. I would
I don't know,
argue
dude.
episode 8 has one of my favorite fight scenes of all time.
Disclaimer:
Though.
I haven't seen anything.
Is it the fucking guard one? where
Yeah,
you fight-
I love that one. I don't know why.
disclaimer:
I-
haven't seen anything past the original 6.
Good.
That's okay.
Don't.
But the first one is awesome. the
Rogue
pod
One.
dude, the pod
Which one?
racing.
Rogue One.
Yeah, Rogue One is just another beast, kind of, because fuck, the ending of that movie is one of the best.
With that
scenes in
movie
Star Wars.
going into 4, being introduced to some. Yeah, okay.
Where they're like, yeah, some people lost their lives to get us these plans, and then you fucking see it.
Yeah.
That's
Spoiler
so
alert.
good.
I
No,
didn't
that's
see-
how 4 starts.
I didn't see
I
any.
played it in Lego Star Wars.
I
There you
didn't
go.
see any Bothans die, but anyways,
Damn, what a nerd.
I know. So I fell in love with Episode 3. The minute it came out on DVD, my family my mom got it for me.
Oh yeah,
because it was all
so you
I
were
was
like
asking
bonus
for.
features.
Because I
special
waited.
effect.
I didn't buy it. I remember there was a period where I waited. I didn't ask her for any movies from when I saw
just so
episode
you
3.
could get that
Just
$20.
when I asked for it, she would be more privy to get it for me.
I love that so much.
That does
So I
make
waited
a lot
like
of
a
sense.
solid 6 months
Yeah.
to get it. It was way too
This is
long.
before streaming, ladies and gentlemen.
Because it was a super long theatrical run. They were like,
Okay.
we're going to
It
run
did
this in
really
theaters.
well.
I remember my first time watching it. It was actually at a hotel where you could like rent. Do you remember that when you could rent movies that haven't
On
come
the
out
TV.
yet from a hotel?
Yeah, it was like
There's
it's on
special
demand.
deals with the studio.
So it was for my
I think
birthday.
you can still do that.
So I don't know when it came out, but we watched it in July. I remember a kid who lived on my street started crying at the youngling scene and had to get a ride home.
He left the party.
Yeah. No. You
That
all right,
poor boy.
Alex from my street.
Makes a lot. I was friends with him for a while.
Yeah.
And
No,
then,
but that explains it.
Yeah.
No, my street has a cavalcade of people.
Hey, we've talked about a few
Fucking
of
love
them.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, your street. One of them is going to be a serial killer.
Fun fact, on my street, a kid named, I can say he's in prison. Michael Phelps is his legal
Not the
name.
swimmer.
Not the swimmer. Is in jail for the next 40 years.
Yep.
For child videos and whatnot.
Dude, yeah, literally his block is filled with weird people like that. One of them, dude, I feel like there's another one in that block that could have been a school shooter.
Across the street from that kid? Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dude,
He's out of school.
We all got some of those
Dude,
guys
well, he
from our
didn't
school.
graduate, so it's
a
fine.
block over,
Yes.
my street was like really cool, except for the guy in the cul-de-sac, which the yard was
Who lit
connected to-
fire to my school.
Yeah.
And got elementary school friend addicted to heroin, and she's dead now. That kid did that.
Hashtag shit
God,
got
how the
sad.
fuck did we get from
This is
Star
called the
Wars
Moist
to
Monday
this?
podcast.
My street.
So once you got the DVD,
So it was a 2-disc special edition.
I think I have it.
Yeah,
The 2-disc?
and
Yeah.
where it's Yoda's the second disc. It's a green disc with Yoda.
Can I go
on it.
check?
Yeah, you
No.
go check.
he's gonna go pee. I think he's going to pee.
Nah, I'm fucking empty, bro.
Should I continue?
Yes.
Okay. And so I put episode 3 in my portable DVD player. I played that thing so much, tossed around the DVD player so much, that disc eventually shat out.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
It was just what you watched.
It was what I would watch
repeat.
after school. It would be what I would put on secretly. So my
Why'd
parents
you have to
didn't
put it
know.
on secretly?
Because it'd be late at night. It'd be like 8 o'clock, and
past
my
your
parents would like, go
bedtime.
to bed, and then I'd pull out I put my thing in my pillowcase.
That's what I used to do.
There's Yoda. And there's Darth Vader. Yep. So I watched Darth Vader so much that it crapped out.
Damn. So we got the Yoda disc.
And I was like, okay, shit, what do I do? And then I was like, what's the second disc?
So how old? Do you remember like how old at this point?
10, 11 years old.
Okay, yeah.
I was 96, born in 96. So I was probably 10.
Oh my god, I've had too much scotch. I can't read.
Buddy.
2005 or 6.
So the film came out in 2005.
Okay.
And
He knows.
so
Ah,
it
that
was-
makes sense.
It was probably a few months after I got the DVD that it shot out. And so then I was like, what's on disc 2? It is a very in-depth, very wonderful behind-the-scenes disc.
Ooh.
And there's a thing where they had webisodes where apparently they released them online, but it showed you every single department of the crew
Holy shit.
and the filmmaking team behind Star Wars Episode 3.
That's fucking really cool.
And I mean from craft services
Holy
to props
shit.
masters to script supervisors to writers,
Dude, that's-
audio department.
That's awesome.
Dude,
I want to watch
they're
it as an
only, like-
adult.
It's right
they're
there.
only, they're only like 2 to maybe 7 minutes at the longest.
that's-
Which honestly, like digestible. Like that's probably the way to
they
do
were-
it.
There was like
They were
credits at the
webisodes.
end. Yeah, they were literal webisodes, but it created this 2.5-hour documentary.
Fucking George Lucas, man.
And I watched it, and I had a new fucking disc that I would watch on repeat.
so that's the
But
disc that
seeing
made
them
you
do,
fall.
seeing them do that, I said to myself, it was funny. So my parents, well, not funny. My parents had separated at that time a little, and
Okay.
Yeah, that's
I was
not
at
funny, dude,
I was
at
at my
all.
dad's townhouse. I was under my little brother's bed, watching this disc.
You were hiding. You were
Yeah, I was watching it, and I got to the stunt category, and I finally, I whispered to myself, "Oh, I want to do that." This is that's what I want
wanna
to do.
do stunts?
That's what I want to do.
You've done stunts in a
filmmaking.
f- oh,
I have.
okay.
Yeah, no,
So
but
that's-
film.
You've done
no,
stunts
filmmaking.
in a f- oh,
I have.
okay.
Yeah,
So
no, but
that's-
film. I
that's
wanted
the
to make
pivotal-
movies.
Yeah.
It was 10 years old. Pivotal moment. Star Wars Episode 3's behind the scenes made me want to be a filmmaker.
Do you think that's the first time you considered the making of a film and not just watching a film? Like the idea of
it is
that
a
a
weird-
group of people created
It was the
this?
first time I thought of making a movie because I had obviously taken clips and everything and put
Yeah.
it together, but that was just having fun with friends.
Yeah.
It was fun to watch back the stuff we did.
Yeah, it is.
After that,
Which we still do.
yeah, after that it was, no, I'm crafting a movie.
Dude, I
I'm
remember
making something.
I remember
love
when I was
that.
younger, I obviously loved movies and I watched movies
Yeah,
all the
you
time.
made a lot of film too.
But like this is before I would make film. Like I remember the pivotal shift where I was like, oh, I'm not just watching it as entertainment and enjoyment. I'm watching it now as and that's it sucks when we're on the other side of it.
You're someone who put me onto that as in like actually critiquing films
But
as watching them.
It's a double-edged sword.
I
and,
love it.
and they're both sharp.
Yeah, because all
Both edges are
swords,
sharp.
or not all swords, but many swords are double edged.
Yeah.
And like they're just sharp on
But
both
I'm
sides.
saying, like, what sucks about knowing the other
Thoughts?
side of it, is I love it obviously because I'm into the whole process.
Rubber
But some-
Duck Productions,
but-
baby.
But sometimes when you watch a movie, you can't just enjoy it for what it is. You got to be like, oh, dude, that's a cool fucking shot. How did they do that?
I enjoy that more because every time I watch a movie, I
Sometimes I
immediately
just
go
want to shut my brain off.
fuck that. IMDb trivia.
But also, like, I get inspired really easily. So if I watch something like really good, I go, I want to recreate that. Which is
no, I remember those texts from you late at night of when you'd watch like. I remember one night.
what? I'm scared what you're about to say.
No, I remember one night you pitched the idea to me in a group chat with random people of what's the Fault in Our Stars 2. You just pitched an idea of like, what if she got pregnant, but then later found out that baby has the same disease as her dead father, and in the group chat was just random people, and they were like, Robert, what the you okay?
That might have been
Is this one of your episodes, man?
That might have been after I got done reading the book, which I remember that was the first book that I. That's right, we can cut that. That was one of the first books.
Remember how
that,
they have an off switch? And that's why I used them.
Yeah, you're not talking. But that was one. So that was one of the first books that I remember bawling at, like literally tears rolling onto the page.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I kept, and then we because I read the book before the movie came out.
Wow.
And then I went with my girlfriend at the time, and we went and crying in the movie.
That was the weirdest
So,
movie
but,
theater
but I'd love
or
to-
movie I worked at for the movie theater.
But going back to like
Wait, before you do, can I tell you a very short Fault in My Star story? Fault in Your Star
Absolutely.
story, whatever.
that movie is
So I got to see
ridiculous.
this. I got to see the script before it came out
Okay.
because
And you
my
critiqued
brother
it.
Tanner was in LA at the time.
Did he audition for it?
Not only did he audition, he was in the top 3.
He would be a good for
Damn.
Ansel. Elgort. He would be a good trade out for him.
Think about
Honestly,
it. If he would have got that, he would have been a Baby Driver.
And the reason I got to see
'Cause he
it,
was.
no, you'll hear this in a second. So the reason I got to see the script is because I did the audition tape with him.
yeah.
So I got to play Hazel Grace.
So that's why you were in the blanket.
yeah, because I can't breathe. No, so me and Tanner read for that role, and he gets the call back, and he's just like so thankful to me. He's like, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
He gets another and deeper. He gets to the top 3.
Holy shit!
He literally
Was this his first like?
This was one of his first big callbacks.
Because the people in
this was
the people in Fault in the
movie.
Stars, they were all new people.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
were.
she hadn't gotten big yet either.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was.
It
Yeah,
was a big movie too. Because the book was huge.
yeah. So I think he at one point ran into Ansel and whatnot. So Tanner auditioned. Obviously, didn't get it.
Sure.
And subsequently he auditioned for like I think it was 3 other big movies that he lost. He got to top 3 and lost the fucking role to Ansel Elgort.
Because
Was
he
Maze Runner one?
No.
Okay, because I know he was.
Because that
in
was
the
Dylan
run-
O'Brien.
Was it?
Okay, 'cause I knew he was in the running
Was
for-
one of them Baby Driver?
One of them was Baby Driver.
He wouldn't be bad in that either.
Tanner's well, he's such a fucking Greek god of a human that's like he can't be bad and shit
It's
because he's
obnoxious.
So for the
because
people that don't
he
know-
actually is a good actor. So mix that with the fucking charming good looks of the Stein genetics that I didn't get.
And starting quarterback, he could play
Yeah.
sports.
No, yeah, like
For
physically
those of
fit,
you that-
starting quarterback.
For those of you that
suave.
don't know, this is your older brother
Yeah.
who was in my grade.
Tanner Stein.
Yeah.
Yeah. How was that being
Yeah,
integrated? with
IMDb
him?
Tanner Stein. You'll see some cool roles on there.
I just remember
Fucking love you,
I just
Tanner.
remember because he was the popular starting quarterback in my grade. So and I was obviously really close to the popular people.
Yeah, I remember.
No, I wasn't. I was.
I remember in high school you filming a scene where you had to stand up on our school at a balcony, and people were legitimately worried you were going to jump. That is like my firmest memory of you in high school.
I think I was doing
the Harlem Shake.
Yeah, it was the Harlem Shake.
Is what you were fucking doing.
We did. Which that video got a decent amount of views at the time. But I remember doing a lot of shit like in the bathroom.
400 views, man.
No, I think the Harlem Shake got 800.
Oh,
and then hallway swimming came out.
I do remember that trend.
That was not as popular.
Valley Wizard of Oz, 40K views for Act 1.
That's ridiculous.
And then Act 2 has fucking like 37,000.
Yeah.
Which is absolutely insane.
Which means we kept a good chunk of the audience.
Okay, but
good retention.
Also, let's talk about highest viewed video. It's you and me, bud.
What?
We have 500,000 views of us making out on Iowa City.
Oh, no. Yeah, 600,000.
Let's talk about that. What's Jacob taste like? It's been a while.
No, I
sweat
remember.
and shame.
No, I remember we both tasted
Sweat and shame.
We both tasted horrible that morning.
I brushed. Hey.
No, and so did I, and we talked about that. I was like, "I'm sorry, dude," because also I remember you and I each gave each other like, "Hey, just so you know, like," because I remember giving my like, I am turned on about voyeurism. So the idea of doing this in public, I'm sorry, but
if I get a boner,
yeah, and he was like.
Me too.
Yeah, you gave me your in-depth of like, yeah, I might get turned on too. Just be careful.
Well, just because I like men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you right now, Jacob will spit.
That is true. I'm a spitter.
God damn.
I had to.
Hi, family. In case you didn't know, I've dated men before.
Dated?
You think your family's gonna watch
not
this?
dated, just fucked around with.
Your
but
family's
still.
not gonna watch
That's
this.
how I always was too. Where, although I know you've gone further than I have, because
No, Jacob, I've fucked around with people. I've intrigued the
whored
idea.
around. Yes, I've dabbled.
Wait,
What?
I'm learning about both of you.
I've made out. I haven't
I
made out.
know
with,
that.
I've
I know
kissed
you.
you.
But I know you've made out with men.
Yeah.
I'm learning about that. You've gone further.
The furthest I've gone is.
Oh, no, I'm a
dance.
bisexual man, Robert. Did you not know this?
More so that, yeah.
because I
way
think
more than
everybody
me.
is like.
a little bisexual.
Everyone's a little bisexual because you can be like, that man's hot, but it's like,
So you
let's
are
not
a-
touch his fucking penis.
So you are a sliver. I am a slice.
He's a
He
quarter.
is a meal.
Yeah, you're a pie.
Yeah.
So tell us about your pie.
Well, it's the creamy variety.
Makes
Creme.
sense.
Creme pie. Creme pie. No. I throughout high school I knew, and then I
Damn
did.
it.
Well, yeah, no. I was
in
like
the
in
day.
freshman year. I was like, God, why do I find this guy in this play attractive?
It's the makeup.
It was no. But then in college I was like, fuck it. No one. I'm an adult doing adult things.
I can
So
try. I can try.
I can
Especially
try
if you're
this.
intrigued by it.
Alex, Chris, all these guys were just like, you know what you're doing? And I'm like, no fucking clue. Didn't even know I could do this until
See,
now.
My
Now
fear
look
is
at
my
you.
jagged teeth.
But now look at you.
Mine are straight.
Yours are it looks like you got curved stomped by a straight edge. It's like you
does.
brushed your teeth with a nail file. Like your teeth are so fucking straight.
That looks fucking like it would feel great.
Yeah.
Just a hint, not too hard. Because not only they're straight, they're sharp.
But mine are fucking just
Yeah, he's got fucking
a bag of
It
knives
looks
in
like
my
It looks
mouth.
like you got a fucking maze to.
I know.
Go
Yeah,
through
and
in
just a
your mouth.
cock does not get out of that
yeah,
alive.
you got some fucking Chihuahua teeth, dude.
So you always tell people before you're like, hey, just so you know, it might not be there when I'm done with it.
Yeah.
I'll give you a new vein. Yeah.
I do have a bunch more questions prepared for you, but I do have
He's
to.
throwing them all away.
But I do have to take a piss.
Go
Yeah.
take a piss, my man.
Take a little
Okay.
break.
So let's play some jazz.
Scooter by dial.
All right, back from our pee break.
Welcome back to the podcast. How's it feel? I just want to do like a mid-episode check-in. How's it feel to be on the Moist Monday podcast?
I want to do this way more than I'm allowed to.
You can.
Jacob's so happy to be that you're here, and that kind of ties into
Robert's
Good,
not,
because I
apparently.
fucking
No, like,
miss you,
no.
Jacob, you terrible communicator.
I know. I'm
I
sorry.
am glad that you're here too.
I drive for a living.
This ties into literally a question that I got prepared. I am intrigued, and I want to know the history and the backstory. Because if you're a fan of the podcast, you know Jacob and I's history and backstory. I'm curious about Jacob and Chase's friendship, history, backstory, because you guys are like, you were in his wedding.
No,
Sorry, buddy.
so like many of my friends, we did not get along at first.
So I feel like it's not me, it's you. That's what I'm thinking. This is the second time.
This is
No,
like
both
he
of
had
the-
good reasons not to
both
like
of these
me.
situations were the two of you for being
So
annoying little
everybody
idiots.
that's into film must be bullies? Is that what you're saying?
He wasn't a bully. He was just an
bro,
annoying little
dude,
shit.
film bros are the worst in the world.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, that's why I'm not. All right, but I do want to hear about your
All
guys'
women should be subservient to men. Oh, it's a joke, bro. Can't even take it. Oh, I can't even criticize a movie without you fucking freaking out, man.
Yeah, let's see the freaking edit of the. What's the?
What?
What?
What's the?
I was just making a fucking.
Snyder cut.
Oh, there you go.
That's what I was trying to think of.
Snyder cut.
What'd you think of the Snyder Cut?
Inside joke.
Yeah.
That's
Also,
not inside. Well,
Is inside Jacob.
he didn't spit either.
There it is.
Yeah,
You know,
anyone
I
who-
used lube like a gentleman.
Anyone who's watched our Sketch Van comedy will also have seen
which
Chase
made
within
me-
it.
Yeah, plug for Sketchfan.
They do have.
Somehow a smaller following than the Moist Monday.
That's because we have. Sketchman has 4 videos. We have 50.
Probably close
With
to it.
our Fast and Furious is what gets us on the map.
I know.
And
It's
apparently Taylor
ridiculous.
Swift.
God, fucking
Taylor Swift
damn it.
might.
Yeah, sure
Our
will.
podcast will blow up. Talking about look what you made me do.
All right, back to
Yeah,
our
let's
first
talk
meeting.
let's talk about your friendship and how you
So,
guys met.
junior high school?
I was
'Cause
in
you're-
8th grade. You were in 7th. We
Let
were
me
in
tell you-
mimes.
Let me tell you before that Jacob should be in my grade.
I was held back in kindergarten because I was a dumb
He
little German
should-
boy.
He should be my age.
I am your
So
age.
he's 2 years older than you. I'm about to ask him a question. He shut off his microphone.
Yeah, man's got a zebra cake.
But so you're a grade older than Chase.
Yes, and a grade younger than you.
So
Well,
you're
also-
the perfect medium
I guess so.
of the trifecta of the 3 of us.
Yeah, I would be the middle of the 3.
So
Yes.
I am intrigued. How'd you guys meet? What was your first encounter?
So I was in
and
eighth-
how from that first encounter, what led into you being into his wedding?
You didn't do.
mimes.
Okay.
That's how we met.
You didn't do Sound of Music, but it was mimes.
Yes,
I remember mimes.
we were in the Stillwell mimes.
Yep.
That was fun.
Shout out to Mrs. Crawford.
Which we talked about in one of our first
Like our
episodes.
second episode.
Oh,
yes.
tremendous.
I thought she went to prison.
Me too, but no, she's
It
just
was
out
a
to
not.
It was
She
a
did not.
rumor. It
We
was a
also
ru-
bleeped her name. We won't do that this time.
Well, because it was a. I don't think we
listen
did
back
bleep
to
her
it.
name.
Yes, you did, like a lot. Well, because also you know for a fact that of her situation because it also happened to your brother, didn't it?
She was into your brother.
Who was it?
True, he's a Hollywood actor.
Is that just
I
hearsay?
have no comment at this time.
So it was a hear and a say.
Damn, she was
Objection,
hot.
hearsay.
She was fucking hot. I remember I took
Objection, speculation, sir.
I took drama, I think twice, and the second time I took it, I think she was pregnant, so I had a full-time sub for most of it. And it sucked.
Sure.
'Cause I
She
took
came
it.
to see our 48-hour.
I know.
for
That's why I knew she wasn't in
2021.
prison.
Yeah.
She's still hot.
Yeah,
She
she
is.
is fucking.
It's
banging.
uncomfortable.
It's scary.
It's wild.
Why is she
She's-
teaching junior high men?
Well, she
Oh,
doesn't
that's what
anymore.
she likes
doesn't.
what she likes.
She's turned a new leaf. She's
What'd she do now?
Is that what we're
Full
calling
to-
it?
I hope she watches this. Hey, I had you one year. You don't remember me? I didn't have a
she's
beard.
now a full-time makeup artist.
Oh,
that
good.
that would make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, go from teaching yous
to fucking them.
and there it is.
How much of this are we going to be able to keep?
No,
She won't. We have literally dozen of listeners.
This
and
is
they don't know
100%.
her.
And I'm one of them, so you have 11.
This is 100% staying in.
Okay, so we got 9 other outside of this room. Luckily, the other person in this household does not listen.
One of my favorite.
We talk about her a lot.
One of my favorite things about myself is trying not to burn bridges. So, hi, Crawford. How are you?
No, I've
on the podcast.
I would love to talk to her about. I still have my Get Smart script
Wow.
when I was an understudy
No.
in junior high.
Shit, my brother was in that. Tanner.
Were you his understudy?
No, I was understudy for my neighbor.
Oh, yeah.
He was like Agent 23 or some shit.
Dude, I was understudy for my neighbor like 4 times. Like what the? We didn't even look
Tanner
alike.
was the agent in the trash can.
Ooh, I was the gadget guy. Understudy for that.
Oh shit, you were. I
Yeah.
remember seeing that.
Yeah, but I wasn't in it.
What?
I was the understudy.
Oh,
Yeah, so if you ever saw like a prep for the play.
Yeah, I was the understudy because he wouldn't show up for practice, but be there for the plays.
yeah. There you go. So yeah, we met junior high, and I don't know who we met through, but we had just kind of commingled backstage.
I do know who we met through.
Who was
Her
it?
name was Jordan.
What?
You were gently dating her at the time.
Gently?
No, gently. I was in love with her.
What
What are you talking about,
She used
man?
braces at the time.
Yeah,
I remember
so
that.
Did she.
Oh, that
Yeah.
means she definitely was
Oh,
a
so you were just
spitter.
clinking together. Yeah.
Chainsaw
People,
lips.
people
Yeah.
with braces definitely spit.
Dude, it was great. No, it was great. I told her I loved her backstage. It was awesome.
How'd you take it?
I still am, and I have always been a very, very hopeless romantic. So it was
Thankfully,
like
you're married now.
every person I
So
dated,
am
I was
I.
like, I love you. And I finally found the person who was like, oh, this is what love is.
Right?
Oh.
Isn't
Yeah.
that fucking wild?
That's such a weird realization. because
Realizing
you have
you've
the-
never been in love before.
Yeah.
So in your case, you go boobs.
oh, it's all in the chest. Fuck. Okay. All right. No,
I like what you said.
No, but that's such an
Boobs.
interesting thing is realizing your perception of something is wrong.
But to be fair, my first,
fair.
my sixth grade crush was probably way more like, I don't know, like just feral love.
It was just like a woman.
Yeah, it's like
I have so many feelings. I want to give them to another person.
like it was way stronger than how in love I am today. But like obviously,
It's like we've talked about this on the pod, but it's like the first time I remember noticing boobs.
Yeah.
And I was just like, holy shit, even though I was friends with that girl.
infatuated,
I was
yeah.
friends with that girl, and she obviously, it wasn't overnight.
Talking about feral love. Yeah, when you
Boobs.
first notice boobs, you're just like,
It's a man thing. Like,
there's something that just turns in your head. You're like,
It's like a barbarian thing. Like you don't know what takes over. You go, what the fuck are those?
Those will feed my
And
babies.
I love them. Like feed me, mama.
all right, back to seventh grade.
back to Freud. So 7th grade for me, 8th grade for you, right?
Yes. So my second time through my
Ninth grade for me.
And I have this thing that I can do with my hand that's pretty interesting. And
Let's see it.
So most people flick like that. They kind of cock their finger back like that. Well, I have this thing where I can
You have to get it loose. Yep.
I can
What are
I
you-
can
What?
dangle the finger.
What are you doing?
So that finger is almost as though it's dislocated, but the ligaments are still.
Does that ever?
Let's hear it like snap against like the can or something.
Yeah.
Does
Hold
that
on.
ever come into hand, D, in like sexual terms?
And you just flick the clit.
Yeah, he's just like, I can't feel shit. I can beat the fuck out of that punching bag.
Well, because it's pretty not sensitive to things right now. So like, here, hold on.
Jesus.
Oh,
You
that
don't-
makes
and
me.
you can't feel it?
I can, but
Does it
it's
not
not
hurt
like
the nail?
super painful. But like,
That's bone, dude.
Ow, fuck.
Duh.
Yeah, no.
Did that hurt your leg or your finger?
Yeah, no, it hurt my leg. So it can leave well. I've left a shape of my finger in a welt format on somebody's penis.
What the fuck?
So
How
can
did you
ima-
discover that?
Can you imagine why I didn't like
Because
him?
my dad could
Oh,
do
because
it.
it was flicking you?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Is
I would
that
start.
bullshit?
I did it to
So
Jacob.
what's worse, flicking or pushing somebody in front of a car?
Hold on, I'll show you. I'll give you a flick.
Yeah, give him a flick.
I'll give you a flick.
Let me put my beer
Watch.
down.
That's your knee here.
Oh, that,
Yeah, it's like it kind of sounds like
My aim
like
is a little
shock.
off these days. Yeah, it'll slap you, dude.
I didn't kick though.
Oh fuck!
That was a good one.
Oh shit!
Yeah, so he was big into that when I first
So
met
just
him.
randomly going around flicking people?
Yeah, that was his way of communicating.
Specifically, Jacob.
I mean, he was he's a good target.
Yeah, because there was nothing to me. I also a firm memory I have of you when I first met you is for some fucking reason this was a thing where like kids to be assholes to each other would like smack up on their mouth.
Well,
Do you remember that?
you would do, hey, you got something? And then,
Yeah, and you'd hit up on the mouth, and it happened.
That's why I grew a beard.
It happened to me, or it happened to Chase in front of me on the day you got your braces tightened, and you just started crying.
Because it hurt so bad.
Yeah, just like
I have such a vivid memory of
someone
that
just
pain.
like smacked your mouth up, and you're just like, oh, and just tears started running down your face.
I tried so hard not to.
Yeah,
I
'cause
really
it was,
did.
It was right next to the girlfriend that you were in love with. It.
Oh my god, they fucking. And my mouth was open, so it wasn't like
Also,
it was.
like
It
snapped.
clicked. Yeah,
There was a.
yeah.
With brace.
Maybe that's why your
The
teeth are so fucking
The
straight.
day after I had got them tightened super because my gap was finally closing, they're like, "We're going for the big one now."
Crank.
Yeah. And it was the one where you get the little the rubber band attachments.
Yeah.
I wasn't wearing the rubber bands.
No, I never
You
used
had
them either.
braces?
Yeah, they didn't take.
Well,
Fucking
your teeth-
obviously.
Yeah, your teeth
no.
are more fucked up than mine.
Yeah.
But I was supposed to get
You have
them.
a fucking second row of teeth, you animal.
Yeah, I do.
What?
I do.
He has 2 extra teeth behind his
Yeah,
teeth.
behind my teeth. But that's not. I don't need braces because of that. No, I was supposed to get braces.
I'm sorry, we're just walking past that. What the
I also
fuck?
have a third nipple. What else do you want from me?
I forgot about that, actually.
You have a nubbin?
Yeah. But I was supposed to get braces. My dentist was like, "Hey, you need braces."
This was our first episode, by the way.
Yeah,
we told this
but
story.
like I literally was like, my mom was like, "Hey, go tell your stepdad that you need him."
You also, in the first episode,
Go tell your stepdad you need braces?
Because
isn't
he's
that
the
such
money.
a happy sentence?
He's the money. He's the money. He's
like,
got to pay
isn't
for
that
it.
just the happiest sentence you ever
So
heard?
I remember he was in bed. He was in bed, and I was like, "Hey, the dentist said I need braces," and he goes, "Show me your teeth."
And you just smile.
And then
at
I
him.
like show, and he goes, "No, you don't."
Just show me yours.
And I
What
was,
the fuck?
And I was like, "Okay, Mr. Lawyer." I didn't realize you also had a dentist degree.
Also, I
So
love.
everybody else in my family had braces.
They also got cars when they turned 16. You were the least favorite. I'm sorry, but if this is how you have to find out.
No, it's dude, every holiday and special occasion. I realize I shouldn't be here. That's how I feel. Like I'm being honest,
I'm
dude.
really starting to understand where the sadness comes from.
Oh, it's,
Yeah.
it's wild.
It's fucked
It's
up.
insane.
It's fucked up.
Because, like, I'm the least favorite in a very loving family. You're the favorite in a very loving family.
Which is weird because I wasn't like the Stark or well, Tanner got into like a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah.
You know, he total like
He's a sweet
jock,
boy.
Let me like go drink and party in high school kind of deal.
But I will say for him, he is the most, like, of a person I knew about and then met was the biggest flip of, like, oh, this is going to be the worst person I've
Yeah,
ever
but
talked to.
Yeah, he's very nice.
He is not the person he was in high school. Tanner in high
Yeah, I
school
remember him being
was
kinda mean.
But
my
he's-
worst enemy.
He has
like
every
the
right
kind
to
of person,
be worse now, though.
He does, but he is such a genuine person.
Yeah.
now.
It's
he
weird.
is not going to censor. He's not going to censor himself. He's not going to be anybody else but himself. And I fucking love
It
that
is
about
weird.
him.
I've encountered him a few times recently because of you, obviously.
Yeah.
Like your wedding, and then like I think it was when we were doing a screening of the 48. He was in town.
Yeah.
When we were
Yep.
watching in your basement, but
Yeah.
like the few times he'll like come up to me and start talking to me, and I'm like, dude. You're what? You're talking to me? Like I'm like, dude, it's like a weird fucking thing. And I'm
No,
like,
he sees everybody as an equal until he doesn't. Like
Which is
unless you
wild.
give him a shit reason not to like
but
you.
here's what's crazy is I remember him in like it's not like oh you're Mr. Hollywood. It's like no, I remember him in high
Your
school
quarterback.
being the fucking popular dude.
I've never heard of
doesn't
this
matter
part
what
of
you-
it.
you know what
Yeah.
I mean? So like for
Doesn't
me,
matter
I'm
what
just
you
like
look like or sound like or whatever. He will talk to you and he will treat you so fucking kindly.
and he's like when you talk to him, he's like intrigued and
No,
listening.
he listens.
Yeah.
It's a
Wild, he's
rare
a real
feature in
person.
people.
Weird, dude.
Yeah, he's not waiting so he can talk. He's legitimately listening and then responding.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has turned like I say Tanner, I fucking love you with all my heart. You were an ass in high school. But
that's how I-
but
that's how I
after you
know
got
him.
out there, man, just morphed into such a fucking awesome dude.
But speaking of morphing, we do got to get back to from you
our first-
snapping Jacob with your
Yeah.
from your
And
limp
crying in
finger.
the back of a mime stage.
How did that progress into?
I don't know when we
Best
became
friends.
friends.
It was through Henry because
because it was
you
my
had, like-
senior year, probably.
Oh, so it was
no,
years
it was
later.
junior for you, wasn't it?
Years later.
Did I know you junior? We would have been in the same school.
Yeah, because I remember junior year is when I started to get into multimedia, and that's who I met a lot of people, and then through DeVries and Henry, I started coming into the radio things, and you were occasionally there.
Oh, you were
That-
you were a radio kid as well,
He wasn't a part of the radio
I didn't.
team.
Yeah,
he was
I
like an
didn't.
adopted.
but also
they like took me under their wing, and I was a good filmmaker at that point. Well, I was
was
probably the better filmmaker in high school.
because
Meaning,
I made one film with you in
and
high
you
school.
have
and it
a
was
good you have
yeah.
a good radio voice.
I think so.
and you could have many voices.
Yeah,
I do remember doing an intro to 88.7, and I think I said something like "stick it in your ears and enjoy it."
Sure.
And
That
they
sounds
put
like-
that on the fucking air.
that sounds like something.
waves.
That was so weird. It was just students in charge, and it would be on the radio.
No, Taylor and I's voice are still on the radio sometimes.
Is it
Yeah,
still a
because those
station?
fucking
Yes.
they're so goddamn lazy they won't make new
Yep.
commercials.
So they'll like
So the station
Here's
went
an intro
downhill.
of me.
Welcome to 88.7 KWDM.
See
The
that
Points.
voice, dude.
No, because I remember
That voice is incredible.
I remember doing a radio voice and it was the shittiest thing. At one point, I thought I was
I'm
cool.
shocked that you were on the radio because you don't have a. We have a podcast.
No,
I'm
he's
just now
so
telling you.
entertaining. Fuck you. He was great on the radio.
No,
I-
he is.
I wouldn't say I have a good voice for this.
You have a unique voice.
Yeah, I think it's my laugh more that gets me by on
You
this.
don't laugh very often.
You
It's
have,
funny.
Got him.
you have a very high throat
try.
pitch, which is very interesting because you.
But
most high pitch,
sometimes my voice is nothing but cracks.
well, no, that's where the high pitch comes in with
Oh,
your
okay.
throat. So a lot of people with higher pitched voices, they generally have higher pitched voices that go through their nose.
Because I'm not crazy nasally.
No,
Your
you're
throat-
not.
your throat
Your
high.
Yeah.
your rasp comes from your throat, and it's still a high voice, which is very unique. It's very unique.
Weird.
It's probably because the teeth.
Yeah, as the air escapes my mouth, it whistles through my teeth gaps.
Okay, but talking about weird voice things, you were there when I found out I could vocal fry.
Yes, I was.
Because it was
Oh, you were there for
it was after Riot Fest. I lost my voice. So my throat singing voice was my talking voice. And then I found out how to do it again.
And you do it all. Can we hear it?
I haven't done it in a while. So it's talking like this. It's just oh,
It like vibrates my ears, dude.
You got a fucking stoma in your neck.
You're like Mongolian throat singing.
I so desperately want you to learn Mongolian so you can sing Who songs.
I've sang along to them at a concert with your wife, actually.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, no, it was at that festival. I always forget her and I did that together too. I spent like a weekend with
you
her.
always forget. Anna doesn't, because she was ready to fuck up your world on that trip, by the way.
So I
We
remember
could've-
what?
No,
Dude, my wife,
I
my
remember when
now
you told me
wife,
she had a crush on me. Yes.
my now wife would have ridden this man into the sunset.
Do
you remember at her-
You would have been on fucking cloud nine.
No,
dude.
just a second. Do you remember at her birthday party? I had a girlfriend. I was like, "Hey,
Yep.
don't let me fuck Anna this weekend."
Dude,
What?
it used to be so-
Why is this coming out now? How do I not know
Because
this?
he brought it up and I didn't want to.
She's a married woman, Jacob.
too bad, because she's a goth queen.
Yeah.
She's a goth
Yes.
pirate
no,
princess.
it would have been perfect. It would have been
Yeah.
amazing.
So obviously the dude with the fucking full tatted sleeves, who's into fucking punk, who
I
wore
had
the
hair
fucking
back then.
anarchy
Yeah, you
patch
had
on his
fake hair.
fucking jean
So how the
vest.
heck did you?
How did I pull the
How
goth
did-
queen?
no.
Yeah, I am curious. How did you pull that?
I do remember actively thinking like, her and Chase should be it because you guys fucked around once way before you started dating.
really?
And I was very much like, oh, they should be together.
There was so we had played. She had just gotten done with. It was a poetry slam, and we had
Nice.
yeah right.
and you
Get
slammed. And you slammed
She's
her.
wet
Smashed
and,
and
not
slammed.
willing to get you wet.
I was gonna say it.
Is the inside of a mouth not wet, boys?
I think if you're Jewish, it's different. It made you laugh. That's all.
That's what it
It's
means.
so fucking nonsensical. No. So no. So me and Anna. So she had actually dated a mutual friend of me and Jacob's.
Who?
Who was the editor of the first feature film I ever worked on. His name is Ryan.
As much as I love the both of you, probably the best editor I've ever met.
No.
You think better than Chase?
No,
Yes.
yeah, he is.
No, Chase is like hands down the best.
This man
So Ryan just actually
never seen me edit.
Ryan just got done editing. He did some finishing edits on a Duran Duran video.
Yes. No, I thought he
Nice,
did.
dude.
He like.
So,
I thought he did the video.
he was human?
Yeah.
What?
Doesn't Duran Duran have a song called Human?
Do you know more about Duran Duran than me?
I think you do.
I guess. Jesus.
They have a
No,
song called
no,
Human.
so-
because the only reason I know is because my cancerous
So-
brother, dude. That's the only. It's the only. Just,
Big Duran Duran fan?
no, it's just that song. I think it was very popular during that era of
Well, wait,
his
no.
dead brothers.
He died in the 2000s.
Duran Duran was the 80s, motherfucker.
No, I think that song was just popular in my circle.
cancer does leave you hungry like a goddamn wolf.
It does, dude. That's a good. That's good. Hey, it's okay.
Well, he smells like he sounds.
We processed it.
He doesn't smell like anything.
We've talked through the trauma.
Yeah, he's dead.
We get it.
No. So
He's tattooing my body.
Yes.
so Ryan is this. There are sweet people. Anna's probably the second sweetest person in the world.
You can't beat this man.
Behind Ryan.
He's one of
The
those men who
sweetest?
apologizes for being annoyingly nice.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, why are you being so nice? Like,
I'm
sorry.
Yeah.
He kind of okay.
I'm like, okay, no, don't be, motherfucker.
You guys will have better insight on this, but just on this description, I don't know Ryan. I might know of him, and I barely know this guy I'm going to compare him to. Yeah, I want to know more of him, and he will be on the pod eventually. Dane,
No, not even like that.
same type of energy,
Same happiness levels,
but even nicer.
yes.
Dude, Dane is like fucking
No, because
So Dane won't mind if he inconveniences you for a reason that is necessary. Absolutely, he's not going to apologize to you. He's just like, yeah, we have to do this, and we have to.
See, I just don't know him that well.
Whereas
Yeah.
Ryan would be like, hey.
so sorry.
I'm sorry we have to do this, but we have to do this. And you're like, it is literally zero inconvenience
Yeah.
to me. Why are you apologizing?
and you didn't even
sweet?
cause this issue.
Are you
And
still?
and they both look at you like puppy dogs. Ryan's a bigger puppy dog.
Yes.
are you still in contact or friends with
Yeah,
him?
no. Anna still talks to him
Oh, okay.
because they had a very, very fine breakup. It was totally mutual and whatnot.
And just
they're both
necessary.
happy. They're both still very happy. I hope Anna's happy.
Oh, I'd hope.
Love you, sweetie.
Why, my wife?
My wife. Ryan's out in LA editing. He's always wanted to be an
Damn.
editor. So legit,
So
the
he's
dude
doing
he is legit as his nickname in college was the Meticulous Wizard because he would go through the fucking thing like frame by frame.
Because of all of our friend group where you and I helped run a production company.
You guys have a whole different history.
Two steps to the left.
Yep.
So much shit happened when
which was named after you yelling at a person.
Yeah, because
Someone was in the frame.
yeah. So there was a scene where I was doing a handheld shot that was like 15 minutes long, and we did 2 takes of
all
it.
continuous one shot.
Yeah, continuous one
that's gonna
shot.
be so-
Walking around a
shoulder
fucking
rig.
table.
No, I love those shots, but that's gonna be so fucking frustrating. Because you go, God damn it, you fucking missed the spot.
And so we had somebody with a fucking boom mic in the middle of everything. And
Who was running Boom back then?
It's probably Ryan.
It wasn't
Oh,
me.
okay. It wasn't Ricky?
No, it wasn't Ricky.
Okay.
It wasn't one of the boom
Which
boys.
makes sense, yeah. Sorry.
But
Why you,
Well, the
why are
shot-
you apologizing
the
now?
shot drifted, and you could see this fucker standing in the corner. And I'm like, you couldn't have just fucking taken 2 steps to the left.
It was such...
And
like,
then
the
that's
way-
how you came up with the production name.
That's
the
when they
production.
named the studio,
Yep.
yeah.
So it's like an inside joke. That's cool.
To this day.
Because everything else about the studio has changed. Because the photo, that was the photo.
Yeah, we had to change that one because
Twice.
of the
Wait, it's-
rapists.
There's
Yeah.
still, so it's still a production company.
Yeah, they still make sense. If you want to go on Spotify and the Parting of the Shoe,
So there's
great
music.
dude, great like audio
Podcast.
story, whatever you want to call it. Like
It's
a,
like-
Way better than one.
it's like an
Sunday.
audio comic
A
almost.
scripted,
What's a scripted-
true crime.
Yeah, radio play.
Yeah, radio play.
that's
That's the word,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Great material. Those guys, I still know. I still am in contact with
The main
Henry
two, yeah.
and Miriam and all those guys. They are fucking phenomenal at what they do. They were producers on a film called Treason, which you can watch on Amazon Prime.
Damn,
which
dude. That's fucking
everybody can have
awesome.
their own opinions on, and I enjoyed it thoroughly.
I haven't seen it yet.
Of course, you
Well,
fucker.
but isn't there also other things that you guys were a part of that are on?
Is
Yeah.
any of it...
And so Aaron's
You guys did
was
a
a
fuck ton of
mini
shit,
series.
yeah.
That's on YouTube now? It's not on Amazon
I don't know
anymore.
if it's on YouTube.
It might not be
I don't know
accessible
if you can.
anymore.
I don't know if you can watch it because it was on Amazon and they took it off for
Yeah.
some reason. I'm
Is
not
it
on the
because
behind
of
the scenes anymore.
contract?
You and I were both producers and guests.
I was
or-
the cinematographer
Right,
and
yeah. Yeah, you
assistant
filmed the whole
editor for a
thing.
lot of it.
Dude, it's so fascinating hearing about this because, like,
I was producer and actor, and
It's
you were
weird-
also an
it's
actor
weird,
in
like-
it.
I've heard stories, and Jacob is always like, I don't know anything about that world. But like, you know all, you've done all this shit.
He does.
Yeah.
He was.
I've produced and I've written.
You did
for
so much in
things.
Iowa City, and it's like while you were doing that, we just weren't friends.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, yeah. Which I still don't have all the details on, but we'll get to that.
There's an episode.
We've talked
There's
about
an
that. It's called the Trauma Train to Moist Monday.
When was that one? 'Cause
It was. We were very drunk.
Was it
Jacob
recent?
won't
It wasn't
listen-
recent.
No,
It was
not
like episode
recent.
6. Jacob won't listen
That's
to
a
it.
while ago. See, I'm still updating him.
The backlog.
Yeah,
Don't
I'm still
go.
about 2 away from the one that came out today.
There you go.
Today's pretty good. It's an old one.
It's an oldie.
It's an oldie, but a goodie. But it's just it is just crazy how life like started off weird friendship. You were hitting him. I was throwing with your finger,
Slapping the boy.
slapping the boy. I was pushing him in front of cars, and yet all three of us
Just the one
somehow met. Corrected. That was not the right word, but
Robert, I don't know if you know this. I absolutely I didn't idolize is a strong word, but I really looked up to Rubber Duck.
Really?
I
which
did.
is fascinating.
Just because we got the word out, or did you watch the actual
Because
video?
you guys actually knew how to market yourselves
we were-
amongst the people
because
in
we
Valley.
were doing
That's fair.
stuff. Because we would have Rubber Duck days.
Well, yeah, we would
Dude, there was like a
people
photo of us with like 30 people wearing shirts.
Yeah.
Which is, dude, insane because I can't even. First off, it's
I don't know
insane.
if 30 people have subscribed to you. Like, what the fuck?
No, but it's insane because when I was making videos, I was trying to do them weekly. I couldn't get fucking people to be a part of it. Jacob was like the only one, so most of them were just me.
Yeah,
but yet we had
and I'm
30
just in the
people.
background.
30 people that they bought. I didn't give them. They bought shirts from me. So that's insane.
Fucking merch, man.
But yet they somehow were like,
of a name you didn't license.
yeah, someone already
And
had.
belonged to somebody else.
But some of those did people. They did make it into videos like Hostess Challenge and stuff like that, which is fucking ridiculous.
The Gallon Challenge is
We watched that recently.
iconic to me.
You should have died.
Me and Chase watched that on Friday.
This man shat milk.
He sure did, bud.
Yeah, straight milk came out of my butthole and
Till
both
your nose
nostrils
bled.
bled.
Yeah.
On the toilet.
White out the ass, red out the nose.
Yeah. It was freaking insane, and that was one of many times where I was like, hey, let's put my body on the line for entertainment for what 20 views.
I do that now, but
I
like
wish
in
I
front
had
of a
more
live audience.
opportunity to do that.
You do.
I staple you in front of a studio audience, or not
Yeah,
studio
but no
audience.
one's filming. I'm always behind the camera.
Not when I'm stapling you.
When I'm on the camera, I am ready. I'm fucking ready to do anything.
Sure.
It's like a flip. It's like a switch gets flipped,
so
dude.
can we've done things collectively a lot with Sketchfan.
We lit my foot on fire for a video.
Oh yeah.
But like I want to start making shit again because it's what makes me feel alive. And
It's
what,
definitely my happiest
definitely
is when
what-
I'm making
like
shit.
literally when people say, "What do you like doing?" I like making videos, but I like making sketches and stupid shit.
So do you think your YouTube channel has been kind of like became too routine for you?
Well, I still have fun with it.
Yeah.
it's still really because I get to be creative. I get to kind of be myself, but also I'm talking about video games.
Yeah, you're in a
it's
parameter.
niched. But like sketches, I can be stupid.
Yes.
I can be ridiculous, and even if like behind the scenes and stuff, we're being stupid.
That's very true.
And we're just
Yeah.
creating this thing from nothing that's just like, this doesn't matter. It's not even like, we don't have to follow a guideline of like, oh, what's going to get the most views this week because we're in video games.
And we also only have 4 videos that we've made.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't, when we're making these sketches, that shit doesn't matter to us. We go, what can be the most
makes
fun?
us laugh, yeah.
And then when we get them done, thanks to Chase, it goes,
Love y'all.
it goes, oh my god! Like, not only was that ridiculous, and like, what the fuck did I just watch?
But the vision got-
production value, people are like,
And like
it's not just like a sketchy, like
the fact that we can nail our vision is such a game changer.
I think the production value is what makes people go, oh shit,
It's real,
Like
yeah.
if it was just like a normal like throw together sketch, people would be like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But then when you see the production value, Mr. freaking sound guy,
that's all you.
Dude, no,
you go, holy shit.
dude, Anna just told me something that I fucking laughed at out loud, and she was like, "You never spend money on yourself," and I laughed out loud at that because she's kind of right in the fact that like I don't spend a lot of money on anything except film equipment.
Your profession.
My
that's-
profession.
But
Like,
that- I
and
will
she's
say
like,
that's
and
for
she doesn't
you, though.
count that. I'm like, I just spent $1,100
There it is.
on a fucking audio recorder because I want to be the guy that has a sound bag.
And what's the one? What movie was they used that exact one on?
They used this model as a recorder in for a few scenes in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
There it is.
Not this specific one, but the model of it.
But still freaking.
Yeah.
Dude, I look at this thing and it looks like a fucking spaceship.
To be fair, I do have a.
to be fair,
I have an audio recorder. What would you call what I have in my garage?
Oh, this?
you have
Yeah.
you have a mixing board.
Yes, that was used by Metallica. But
Yeah.
also, I don't know how to plug
That's
this
called
thing
it's a
in.
sound- Soundboard.
I probably have that knowledge now because because sound was the most lacking thing. You could tell from the 48 hours, by the way.
Sure.
That
Sound is the we've talked about it earlier.
it was the most lacking thing in my repertoire.
Okay.
Like I got animation down, I got filming down, I got lighting down.
That's why
I've
they
got-
have separate departments for sound because sound is Sound's the make or break for videos, and that's why our intro video on Sketchman drives me nuts.
And he called me when we put it out because he's mad at me.
Yeah, because that
I
video
was
was
like,
incredible.
who the fuck was responsible for sound?
All of us.
It's so good
We
up
did
until
bad.
our dialogue.
Yes.
And then she's like, God, because I love showing it to people, but then I go, the sound is rough.
And which skit sounds the best?
All the rest of them.
The rest
Cam
of them.
show, yeah.
Cam
Show sounds
is my-
amazing.
You can't beat Cam Show.
Or Dr. Jones.
I'm
I
visually
remember-
Dr. Jones.
Visually, Dr. Jones is
And also,
super good,
you're a
but that's
Texas
because
State
that was
Patrol officer.
entire. Was that entirely me behind the story and everything?
All you told me was the name,
Yeah,
which
all you
was
had was a punchline.
Dr. Jones and the Temple of Womb.
And then we just started filming.
we wrote it as we filmed.
That's
We literally
fucking
looked,
perfect.
we
to me.
literally looked up Indiana Jones quotes on set
To fit around
to
the
fit
story,
around.
yeah.
And you kept going, sex never marks the spot. Or something.
Yeah. That belongs.
Yeah,
that belongs in the
in
Extension Museum.
archaeology, X never marks the spot.
Yeah.
To in gynecology, sex never
Yeah.
marks the
Which is-
spot.
dude, and then
And all I
that
could-
belongs in a consensual relationship.
Yep, that's all I kept thinking.
I knew that one off the top of my head. I didn't have to look that one up.
But it's like, it's so well done. And
We will also link this video in the comments.
yeah, sure.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's me and Jacob.
It's a fucking doozy, and if
It's-
you are hard right or pro life, get the fuck out of that video.
It's Jacob and I crawling around your girlfriend's vagina.
But also get
You
the
were-
fuck out.
Also, Chase was there too because that was still inside there.
yeah, and also I was
yeah.
when you entered, I was already in there.
Yeah, and so was he.
Well, I represented the lovely state of Texas, so
Because at that point of filming, it was a very hot topic.
Which
Still
it's
is.
still an honest topic. It's still
Texas-
I
happening.
mean,
What?
every topic's honest.
want to talk about the opposite of the Wild West? Texas.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can't
you
control
think-
The only
50%
thing you
of the
get
body.
is guns.
50% of the people can't control their own goddamn body.
No, yeah.
Dude, it's so crazy how the flow of these podcasts go because my next question goes into Texas related. So just bear with me for a second when I transition
I'll
into
bear.
this.
Texas Roadhouse sounds amazing right now, and
the
that's
rolls-
the fat. in
Don't
me.
you agree?
No, the roles sound incredible. But
I also have to pee real
one
quick.
of the biggest Texans out there
Do it in
is
a bottle.
probably Joe Rogan. And I do want to kind of shift our podcast.
He does live in Texas now.
I do want to shift our.
Hold on.
Yeah, your microphone is giving feedback.
No, he put his mic right next to his headphones.
Yeah,
Get
it's
it
giving-
away.
I used to get to turn it off.
Hey,
Will you take that away
can you
from me?
turn his mic off?
It's turned off.
Good
But I
man.
do want to transition the podcast into Joe Rogan-esque, and this is my only tie into MMA.
That dumb fucking gorilla of a man.
But you're a big fan of MMA, and I just
Yeah.
wanted to bring that up because that's a world that. I mean, earlier we joked about sports and sports are sports, but you're like way into it,
I've
and that's something like
I've literally sparred with top 10 light heavyweights in Iowa. Like,
oh, you've been in the octagon.
No,
is that what they call it? Is it an octagon?
well, it depends on what you're fighting
Squared
in. So,
circle.
yeah, I mean, so the octagon is what's used in UFC, and it's traditionally used. There's a bunch of different fight leagues. Some use a pretty traditional square boxing ring, but the most popular one is the UFC in the octagon. I don't know if they've trademarked it by any means, but yeah, the UFC is the
So
octagon.
you watch every
Pretty
type
much
or-
organizations, yeah. We're watching Bellator, we're watching PFL, we're watching One Fighting Championship, UFC, Invicta, which is the Women's Fighting Championships,
Damn.
kickboxing. The local one that I like to watch actually is Ascendancy Kickboxing Championships and Ascendancy MMA.
Okay.
I did a documentary on a fighter, one of the top 10 light heavyweights
Well, that's badass.
for kickboxing in Iowa. So yeah, I am very deep into the sport. It's the one sport I'm an MMA fan like your standard college football fan is. You know,
that
like
makes sense.
they're so deep into it. They know the player names, they know the stats, they know fucking weird shit.
I am intrigued because as an outsider looking in, obviously Jacob knows you better than I do. But like that's a curveball for me thinking of who you are as a person, being like, oh, this is a passion of his is MMA. Like what? I'm just curious about how that.
I
I'm not
I have
making
no
a-
cl- It's so weird because you asked that, and
I'm not making I'm being 100% serious.
No. I absolutely understand. It's such a weird thing. I guess as a kid, because I was told I couldn't do things because I was like asthmatic, I was chubby, like I was all of these things as a kid, and it was mainly because
were
I was
a
told I
man.
couldn't do. I I originally saw boxing because my
Okay.
mom was very into boxing.
Tyson.
Just watching it, she would love to watch. Like
Mama Stein.
Mama Stein's favorite boxer is Shane Mosley, Shane Mosley.
Okay.
And I remember she would
love
get
that.
so riled up watching Shane Mosley fight. And why can I hear that?
I know, that just turned up too.
I turned up his mic. Okay. I was trying to readjust because I had to shut it off because you were getting feedback.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I used to have a mic that I could turn off indirectly.
Sorry, love.
You took that away from me.
We could switch.
It's called. You gotta learn.
You learn.
Wow, how do I just had deja vu right there. I've
us
never been on this
fighting?
podcast.
We fight a lot.
No, so yeah, my mom watched boxing. I watched boxing, and I saw those athletes as the ultimate form of sports.
Okay.
I saw
Because
it.
it's aggressive.
Well, yeah.
It's
So I
the
saw it.
gladiator in us.
I saw it as primal, but I saw it as no other sport had the same stakes because
It's the truest test.
Yeah. Because in any sport, you have a loser, but that loser walks off the field.
In boxing,
In boxing, they could go out on a stretcher. They could die. In MMA,
So-
they could be submitted and be unconscious for 10 seconds,
This
come
might-
to and not realize they lost.
Because
this
wait, just a second. Boxing has the way more deaths than MMA does, right?
Yes.
Okay, I thought
there
so.
has not been a single death attributed to a UFC fight.
No
Damn, because I
shit.
feel like that's so aggressive. So here's kind of the stretch, but in my mind, this makes sense. So you obviously grew up loving film. You still do film a lot, but then you got into MMA, but you love both. Is it because, or is it any attribution to the Rocky movies?
Yeah. What's funny is
Good. No,
is
we got,
right.
great connection.
You
Yep.
know? Like,
So I remember
because that first one's incredible.
The fourth one is too.
I slowly started to move from VHS to DVD when it was like a big movement because that was also roughly 2005, 2006, 7 around there.
Episode 3, Star Wars.
And one of the last VHSs I actually bought
Did that have a...
was Rocky 3
On VHS.
on VHS.
Okay.
I think I have the 5-pack
I
of
had
VHS.
not seen a Rocky movie, but I
You
decided
started with 3?
I started with 3.
Clubber Lane?
Interesting.
Yeah,
Damn, you know the Rocky movies.
good
Yes,
man.
we've talked about. I
Oh,
love
yeah,
the
yeah.
Rocky.
Have
They ended
we?
the Cold War.
Well, that was the thing. So Clubber. So I saw that, and I
Hulk
saw.
Hogan's in the second one, I think.
So I saw. I had
Oh,
seen.
third one?
Yeah.
I had seen the conquering of Apollo Creed in the first minutes of that movie.
Okay, it starts
And
with that.
It starts with a recap of the end of 2. And
Which is
in
a
the end of
fantastic
one,
ending.
And think about this.
One's
think about
better.
this. Rocky
One's
one.
a great movie.
Rocky 1. Guess what happens?
He loses.
He
He
loses.
dates a freaking...
No. He loses
Oh.
via split decision.
Oh, so it's a
Okay.
fair
Meaning a
fight.
judge saw it Rocky's way, which a lot of people in the mainstream they thought it went Rocky's way. So there was a
Okay.
rematch in 2.
Okay.
I didn't see that. I had just seen Rocky beat Apollo Creed,
'Cause
which
you were
was
starting
huge
at
to me.
3.
I'm like, oh, the Italian stallion. I didn't, and he gets his fame then, and
Over
this
the
town
real
loves him.
American or whatever his name was.
No,
that's Hulk Hogan.
Oh, is it?
Oh, that's Hulk Hogan's thing
No,
in
yeah,
professional
over the
wrestling.
real America. So Apollo Creed was literally the like patriotic guy. Clubber Lang was just so Rocky had his streak, and then Clubber Lang came out, and Clubber Lang was the definition of a beast.
Mr. T.
Mr. T at his physical
What
prime.
an iconic role.
Like we're talking
Was
maybe
that during B.A. Barabbas? Like,
B.A. Barkus, yeah, from
Barkus,
18.
okay.
Yeah. So this was during the height of his
He's
career.
jacked.
He is
terrifying.
maybe 215 of pure muscle.
Yeah, and he's a scary motherfucker.
Yeah, and because they're not the tallest guys either. Like
Stallone's
Sylvester
definitely
Stallone's not tall, and Clubber and
Yeah, but boxing, that
it was maybe 6 foot for.
height doesn't
for
matter.
Maybe.
for-
Isn't,
yeah.
isn't Mike Tyson short?
Mike Tyson's 5'10",
Yeah. And
Okay.
he was the fucking...
heavyweight
My
champion.
height.
Think about that.
heavyweight?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
200
Heavy.
pounds and up.
So
Yeah.
my height.
And he was 200 pounds and up of pure muscle.
So that's like 60 more pounds
we'll
than
get,
me.
We'll get back to Rocky,
so-
but we have a best of Mike Tyson reel, and like
Nice.
just like a dude, it's insane, dude. He'll be in matches, bam, and then the match is over. One punch, that's fucking nuts, dude.
I mean, think about this. So he was the heavyweight champion, meaning all of the heavyweights he could have faced.
What year was he?
He
80s?
was early 90s,
Yeah.
late 80s.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
88,
And his final fight was in 2004, I think.
and now he smelt or smells. Now he sells
Sorry,
marijuana.
he had an exhibition fight, obviously, with Roy Jones, but
Yeah.
his last professional fight. But let's think about this: 5'10", 220-ish pounds of
insane.
muscle, and
But
the
yeah, he talks like
man's
this.
a destroyer. The current heavyweight champion, people who say this is the heavyweight champion, is a man named Tyson Fury.
Okay, yeah.
I know the name.
Tyson Fury is 6'9"
Holy shit.
and
Oh my god.
250-ish pounds on
Same
a
class?
light day.
Holy shit.
Well, because they don't have super heavyweight. After heavyweight, there's no cap.
Really?
You can be as heavy as you want to be.
And that was true back then too.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I feel like that at a certain point it's an advantage because the weight might slow you
Yeah.
down.
Reach
right?
though.
yeah. So he's 6'9", but it's his leg. He's got really thin,
So he's
long
a-
legs. He's got a short torso.
God, he's a
his
fucking foot
body was
taller.
built
To fight.
to fight.
Okay.
Because he has,
Or play
he has
basketball.
super short torso, and his limbs are long as all fuck.
Okay.
So like, and well, think of it: Mike Tyson, Tyson Fury. Who is Tyson Fury named after?
Is that his real name?
Yeah, his name is Tyson Fury. He's from the Fury clan. They're an English traveler. People call him.
That's his real name.
Yeah. So he's
That's
his
a
name.
wild
What a
real
badass name.
Tyson
Yeah,
Fury.
it actually
his
works.
dad's name is John, but everybody refers to him as Big John Fury.
Okay.
Which is terrifying.
Yeah. No, so he's part of a bunch of UK travelers. People call him gypsies, and he took that and turned it. His nickname, his nickname
Yes.
is the Gypsy King.
I forgot.
Holy
Yeah,
shit.
I knew
He's
that.
the undisputed heavyweight king, but also the king of the gypsies. And who doesn't want to be the king of the gypsies when you are the heavyweight king?
Yeah, that's fucking best of both worlds.
Because travelers, so travelers and the quote unquote gypsy cultures of the UK are just people who travel. They don't have a certain home. They travel all over the country in caravans, and they set up shop there. If you've ever seen the film Snatch,
I have not.
Brad Pitt plays a traveler.
I do like Brad Pitt.
But the thing is same as same as the Romani people. They were ostracized. They were discriminated against. The Romani people do not like being called gypsies. However,
Those who still live the lifestyle do.
that's the thing. The lifestyle was basically
Gentrified.
not even gentrified. It just spread to them because they lived a similar lifestyle to Romanis who traveled in those
Gotcha.
caravans. So
That's why it's considered
And a lot
a
of
slur.
Romanis started to come over to England, and they intermingled. And obviously, there was some crossover between, the full white-blooded Irish and English, white people with Romanis. So they intermingled, and now there's a bunch of traveling groups that are just all of these what you would call, these are white English ass people,
Yeah.
but you'd still call them gypsies because they're travelers.
Whoa.
And they there's so many derogatory terms thrown at them. I mean,
Like what?
I know. So,
Top 10.
no. So yeah, no.
Top
there is-
5
so
derogatory terms.
The
Let's
biggest
go.
one is they call them pikeys.
Oh, okay.
So like a pikey.
Isn't that like a fish?
If you watch the movie The Gentleman,
I don't think I've ever heard of that.
Guy Ritchie movie, there's a scene in the boxing gym where this guy's like, "Come on, get up here and spar me, you black cunt." And then the guy's like, "Did you just call me a black cunt? That's racist." And he's like, "No, it's not racist. You are, in fact, black, and you are also a cunt." So he's like, "Well, what if I called him a pikey?" It's on the same level there.
Oh,
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
It's on the same level there.
Hey,
So,
dude.
like, what if I called him a pikey? He's like, I don't think he would. I think he would think that's a term of affection, kind of deal. Like,
So I've never seen the movie, but when you were doing the accent, I was put in the movie. Like,
I fucking get that.
you know,
yeah,
if the headphones on, I was like,
Yeah.
let's fucking go.
in
I could
it.
just listen to you.
so it's Colin Farrell plays the boxing coach.
That's
Oh.
what I fucking pictured.
Yep. Yeah, no.
he plays Penguin.
Yeah, dude.
That's tied back to the Batman.
Jacob, again, the Batman, fucking watch it.
I know.
Yeah, it's so good.
I also knew he was the Penguin. I've seen that.
I have no fear talking about this either way because apparently I looked up my genealogy history.
Colin Farrell.
50% Irish.
8% black cunt.
And what's the other? 32%.
I was just quoting a movie.
That's fucking strong, dude.
In terms of talking about the UK, the travelers, the English travelers, and the Irish travelers, because there is a spread of it. I looked at my genealogy: 50% Irish, 25% Italian, and then a smattering of other things. A lot of Swedish, believe it or not.
Oh.
In that other 25%.
I mean, I would
And in
believe
your
I,
beard.
And
I
then
would
looking
believe
through
it.
my
You said believe it or not.
family history, I noticed my great grandfather was a son of one of the king of the gypsies.
Cool.
So
King G. King G. That's what they
I
call
can't
him.
remember the name. I'm so sorry. There used to be in the early 1900s. There was a traveler who became the lineal heavyweight champion in boxing in the Queensberry rules.
Okay.
And
Holy shit.
apparently he was one of my great ancestors.
No shit.
So my great grandpa apparently.
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 Yeah, I'm very intrigued, but also so many words you're saying. I am like, sure.
What is he saying?
Yeah, I'm like, what are you saying?
what is this grandfather?
You asked me about a very niche subject about
And he
a
can tell
passion
you.
that I really don't know how I got
asked you
into.
about MMA. That was the original question.
The only reason I was only able to recently do this is because I did 23andMe. My dad's adopted.
Whoa.
Right.
And that was the thing you found out?
Yeah, it was the thing I found out going through genealogical records.
So did your dad even know?
I don't think so, no.
Did you break the news?
Because my grandma, my dad's mom,
Yes.
it was a full redheaded Irish woman.
And
his
it
dad
fits.
was total fucking greaseball Italian.
Can I
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why Tanner exists.
can I sidebar? That does make sense. But can I sidebar real quick? I saw your dad at the wedding. I'd never met him before.
And speaking of Batman,
Yeah. Your dad looks like Batman.
Michael Keaton.
Your dad looks just like the entire time I was talking to
He doesn't look like young Michael Keaton. He looks like Michael Keaton about 10 years ago.
Yeah,
did he look like young Michael Keaton when he was
No,
young?
no, he looked
like
he looked like John fucking Elway,
They
dude.
just
John Elway, the quarterback?
Yeah.
No way,
My dad
dude.
got into country clubs by saying, "Hi, I'm John Elway."
I mean, he could easily pull it off, but Michael, dude, the entire wedding, I was sitting next to Tyler, Hendy, and I just kept going, dude, I am Batman. Like, I just
Guess who the fucker win as for Halloween this year?
Batman?
Nope, Joker.
So he knows about it. Okay.
No,
He's aware.
he laughs at it, but he
Dude, it's
gets that
insane.
so often now.
It's so simple. Like, he looks like...
He showed me a photo
looks
in
like-
the elevator
he
of
literally
him
looks
and
like-
Michael Keaton.
Exactly.
he
No,
met
he's
Michael
prepped
Keaton?
now because he
No,
gets
not
it so
together.
often.
But, like, he literally looks like if Michael Keaton did Batman now, he's Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
So the
He looks-
Flash.
yeah.
Michael Keaton's coming back.
Really?
Are you gonna see the Flash?
I'll wait till it comes out on HBO.
I'm scared Ezra's gonna be in the theater I watch it in.
And just behind
But isn't
you.
also Michael Keaton a bad guy in some movie?
Spider-Man?
Spider-Man?
Yes.
Yeah.
Doesn't-
That's
isn't
Marvel,
isn't
asshole.
but
That's
isn't
Marvel,
but isn't that
dipshit.
cross of
Cross of what?
Marvel.
cross-contamination?
He was
No.
already DC.
Yeah, but isn't that...
James Gunn is the director of Guardians of the Galaxy and the Suicide Squad.
And now like one of the heads of DC.
Yeah, he's literally one of the leaders of DC.
That's so
I
weird.
haven't seen any of them.
He just got done with Guardians of the Galaxy 3 and now he's moving on to the fucking leaderboard of
Yeah, whatever they
Yeah.
are doing in DC.
chairman of the board. That's what it is.
Do you like the Snyder Cut?
It was better than the original. The original sucked donkey
So
ass.
bad.
So
I've never seen
basically the
either
Snyder
or.
Cut just sucked.
And was better. Okay.
Yeah, we got Martian Manhunter. That's all I cared about.
Speaking of...
Martian Manhunter guy?
Yeah. Dude.
Is that an actor?
Is that his
I don't... I just... Dude, I...
No, that's why I laughed so hard.
I usually like making jokes that I'm 100% asking. Like,
What's his name? Like John Jones or something stupid like that?
No, yeah. So Martian Manhunter is one of the fucking Justice League members.
That's like
Top like 7,
I liked him from the animated series because I liked his voice.
That's fair.
So did we ever tell you that one of our friends from high school was Bon Voyage?
Wait, what is that?
Parker Reed looks just like Bon Voyage.
Does he really?
See that?
You just want to put him in fucking makeup and be like, dude, because he's got that super long face with that jaw. It's like,
The like figure 8 head.
oh, Monsieur Clam.
I do have another question prepped,
good.
and I'm prepared to ask you this right now. So you've been on for a while now. It's been probably 2 hours. Who knows?
Sorry for the editing process, man.
It's a podcast. I'm used to it. But I am curious because you were on as a talking head, and maybe just a talking. It was just the phone. We were talking about your biggest fear, and you said that you would go in depth on that when you were in person. And I'm curious, like, because your fear was being canceled. Do you want to talk? Like, I'm curious.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to ask you that? Like,
Yeah,
what's your-
absolutely.
So your biggest fear is being canceled.
Yeah. So
we talk about that?
I always hated people who were like, "Oh, my ex is crazy,"
Yes.
because you would hear it so often.
We both very connect with that.
But also, like, I've heard stories, obviously, but I don't know that.
So
all I
it's-
know is you and Anna. Like, I don't know anything before that.
Well,
That's why I'm asking. That's why I'm asking.
I'm not gonna say their name just because
Not worth
I
it.
also don't know what it is
Just
right
because
now
of RSPECT.
because they have now transitioned.
Okay.
But the person I decided to date in college is a fucking psychopath.
Legally.
Legally, they have been arrested for assaulting police officers.
Yeah, 'cause I know a cousin that did that.
There is a do not contact order from me over them because after they threatened me and my wife.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Just because they saw you in a grocery store.
I broke up with them in 2017.
I was there that
And
night.
it's 2022.
It's 2022.
That's 5 years.
Yeah.
Think about who we were in 2017.
Yeah. So this person.
I know where I was when they broke
I was
up.
getting this fucking tattoo.
So this
I was
person,
walking up the street and past his ex.
and this is where the fear
And you
of
slept with him?
being canceled is because I see all these relationships that come to the forefront and blah, 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 and these accusations get swung out, and I get it, they're celebrities, it's way more publicized than it would ever be with me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
But seeing the public
Take
go
sides.
so quickly to one side was
Without
so
knowing.
scary.
Yeah.
So like with the Johnny Depp Amber Heard thing,
Yeah.
Right.
Open bed.
is for 2 years
Yeah.
people were like, oh yeah, Johnny Depp is a wife beater. Mm-hmm. He is that. No. He could
lost
be.
so
He
much
is.
money, lost roles, all that because of
And
it.
then the motherfucker comes out and is like, I got my fucking finger chopped off. I got bruised faces. She shat in our bed.
See, I only know the poop
like-
thing because it's funny, but he got his finger cut
Did you
off.
see she shat again? She's a serial shitter?
No.
She's a
So-
repeat
No,
shitter?
so she went into reclusive hiding in
deuce
Spain.
doucher?
She now
a deuce two shit. What?
That's good.
so she lives in Spain now, trying to get away from all of it.
Okay.
But her
Move away.
neighbors fucking hate her. They absolutely despise her.
Have they heard her?
Yeah, because she comes home drunk.
That's a
Fuck you. Her name. Fuck you.
I'm glad Jacob got it.
No, she comes home drunk, yelling with her friends and shit. And
After those mega pints.
and there was a neighbor who put up a camera, like a CCTV camera, and it caught her coming home drunk from the bars one night with her friends. And instead of just walking 100 feet to where their house is, she drops trow in the street and shits.
I've not seen this. I love
And
it.
it's caught
though.
on CCTV. And then the neighbor's like, "Are you kidding me?" She walks over, takes a picture of the shit.
Oh my god.
And-
So she's like a
It's a
crazy.
thing.
A neighbor. This is Amber's neighbors. No, but anyway, so we're talking that level of
That
crazy.
level
Yeah.
of
Yes.
Okay. Was
I'll
this
tell you-
some
I'll
lady-
tell you a
Was
story.
this some person you met in college? Like
This is somebody I knew from high school that I started dating in college.
okay, so they went to our high school.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie to you. The main reason I decided to date this person
Oh my god.
was because they were super nerdy and like into anime.
That sounds like
What?
Anna.
And somebody told me that nerdy girls into anime were the freakiest.
And oh boy, were they right.
Oh, were they right?
So-
No, I'll tell you a story
Real quick,
from the beginning of the
Did she
relationship.
spit?
Yeah, a lot more than that. God, no, nothing but bad memories of that nowadays. Jesus,
Well, you're a married man.
I feel like I enabled shit. No, but this person, I had just had a friend who was diagnosed with Crohn's disease, who had been hospitalized because she almost died.
Holy shit! That's
She was in
really
the hospital
serious,
for
yeah.
a month.
Damn, that's a
and
long time to be.
She had just gotten out of the hospital. It was 2 days after she gotten out of the hospital, and I was checking in on her, making sure she was okay. And she's like, "Are you in town? I would love to catch up with you. I haven't
Absolutely,
seen
yeah.
anybody." I was like, "Oh, for sure. Let me take you to like lunch at a place where you can like actually eat food again because it's Crohn's disease."
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
So I'm like, "Let's go to this sports grill kind of deal that she loved and everything." And I was like, "Hey, she was out of town. She was no. She wasn't just out of town. She was in Germany. She was studying abroad.
The girl you were dating.
Yeah, girl I was dating was studying abroad." I said, "Hey, how are you doing?" And he's like, "What are you up to today?" I'm like, "You know what? I think I'm actually going to take one of my friends to lunch. She just got out of the hospital."
Yeah, that's very fucking
with whatever.
sweet and supportive. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm in the middle of lunch with this person, and I get a text, not from my girlfriend, but from my ex, who was friends with my current girlfriend.
Wait, what? So what? Okay.
Chase, what the fuck are you doing?
What?
What? Having lunch. What's up with you?
Yeah, what
And
the
this
fuck?
ex of mine was like, "Do you know what Anonymous is going through right now?"
You're like, what are you talking about?
I had never been more confused.
Yeah, I would be like, what is
I'm
happening?
sorry, what happened? What like I
Yeah.
started asking what happened over there. What
do
didn't
you
I hear
truly
about?
not know about? Yeah.
Yeah, no. Like, what do I know? What happened to her in Germany? Like,
Yeah.
like, was she in a car crash?
Yeah, like, what's happening?
You're on a date with another person?
And you let your girlfriend know about it?
I'm on a date. I'm on a date. With what?
Yeah, let me ask you, how was the date?
Oh, it was great. I had chicken fingers.
Great choice. Great choice.
Solid choice.
That's a solid safe choice.
This
Dude, that's
person considered me taking out a friend of mine that she'd been a friend for 9 years at this point.
yeah, and that had just recently gone
lunch.
through a traumatic thing.
After the hospital.
Yeah.
You're cheating on me with her at a date?
And the way she told you
This
about it was
was
through
like a month or two into the relationship.
But this is the way that she told you through that was through an ex of yours?
Through an ex. She said over the phone, it sounds cool, fine. I'm like, yeah. Are you sure? Yeah, it's fine. Whatever.
He's
And then hung up.
fuck?
And then told my ex, who I had broken up with like 6 months prior, like, because they were friends. And I had amicably broke up with this ex because this ex was not a crazy bitch, you know?
Yeah.
You're allowed to say it.
You know, no. This ex is still wonderful and still wonderful to this day. They had just heard a very, very,
One-sided.
very
Yes.
different story
Yeah.
than what was actually happening.
And you were like, you go instantly go, what the fuck's going on? It's a Thursday at noon.
And you know what? Because I was a dumb freshman in college, I was like, all right.
You
I
dated
had-
her since freshman year?
late freshman year.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is the start.
I atoned
so
for
this
that.
is the start of the relationship.
This
And
is
then,
2-3 months in.
And then how long did you guys end up dating for?
Year and a half.
Damn. So this is how it
Citing
started. So
for
it only
That's
got worse.
how good the sex was.
Lesson learned.
Wow.
No, because with this person,
Yikes,
two
dude.
years,
Hi, Anna. I love you.
2
Hey,
years.
we love Anna too.
No, so 2 years after you broke up with this person, they stalked me about it that one
I
time.
should specify too. I meant the current Anna.
Yes.
The person who I was dating's name was Anna. I don't know what it is now.
Oh.
No, but
Like I
So
said,
they
they
were-
transitioned.
They were
Just-
both Annas.
When I posted a photo of you and another one of our friends in a freak show photo,
That friend still gets messages.
good, I'm sure. Yeah. Your ex messaged me like, hey, didn't these two people fuck? I'm like,
Who are you?
No.
no, and what?
What?
And then I deleted the comment because I was like, this is a photo of me doing my freak show. And then she messaged me again saying like, hey, I saw that you deleted that. And then like, just like said like a bunch of others and then just blocked me.
So I
Oh yeah.
have been with only a handful of women, and there's been my one big serious relationship. I went through some ups and downs and through some crazy things.
Yeah.
and from my perspective, I go, oh, that was fucking crazy
Yeah, that was
and
a
wild
lot.
and a lot. But then hearing like this kind of stuff, I'm like,
He has me beat for sure.
yeah, like I don't think I've ever. I mean,
There's
definitely.
a time she like hit you with a car door.
No, so she would get. So my favorite thing was she would get drunk, and when I would try to get her to the bathroom to throw up, she would hit me. She would like fucking sock me in the face.
And you just thought that was fine?
Well, no, because it was again. So she was maybe 110 pounds, and I was at my biggest, which was close to 300 back then.
So
Yeah.
you could, so it didn't hurt.
Yeah, it was like somebody. It was like, but it
So you were like the heavyweight
physically
champion.
it did not hurt. Meant like emotionally, physically, yeah, there was some pain that stuck
Right,
to
the
it.
process of it.
Dude, the
one
trauma
that
just
the
of
one
that
that
would
did
be-
hurt was when she was fucking braking my car. She was trying to back out with the parking brake on, and you
What?
could like hear it like grinding, and I'm like, turn the car off, stop,
Just
stop.
quit moving,
Like,
yeah.
like this is like my parents, they'd help me get this car. I was making payments on
good
it. It was
car.
like one of my first big boy jobs was to pay for this
but
car.
also you need a car.
Yeah, no, it was my first big boy job was to pay for this car, and she's like, I'm like over the sound of revving engine telling her to stop. She stops like okay, and then she opens the door and she kicks it into me. It's the whole car door.
What?
And
This is
the car.
on a film shoot.
This is on a film shoot.
what we were
what?
working on.
So there's other people. There's crew around.
There's people
Actors
around,
around.
and they watch me get dropped by this car door because the edge of the car door, like where it ends,
Yeah.
it hit me in the middle of my body and contacted my groin first.
Oh.
That's a fucking blade. And she kicked it.
Dude, she squished my left nut against my goddamn thigh when she opened the door. It went, it slapped. I dropped, and I have a fucking $4,000 camera set up on my shoulder as I drop.
There's mics all
That's-
over the place.
Yeah, but how's your fall doing?
No. Think about that. Think about the pain you need to experience to say, fuck the $4,000.
No, I've been kicking the balls, dude. It's not. You're not thinking. You're
And she
dropping.
this person was so regretful, so remorseful that they drove away
In
They
your car.
left
in my car.
with the parking brake still on.
Fuck, I don't know.
Wouldn't be surprised.
Jesus,
I wasn't
Christ.
paying anything except for my pulsating left nut.
What the fuck,
No. So, but that's the thing.
So
is
how-
this person is I was abused emotionally, physically,
Everything.
every ounce of it.
To take a little blame on myself, I do remember playing a game with this person where we wore motorcycle helmets and ran into the wall. So that might partially be my fault.
I do.
I literally have a video of us playing
Did
this
you
game.
mentally traumatize this person?
I do have a
I
question though.
allowed her to traumatize themselves.
This is from an outsider looking in because I obviously wasn't there, and obviously it's been a while. You know, it's you're looking in now.
Everybody who saw it can verify all this, by the way.
No, but like
Vividly.
how I enjoy sex. How? No, like I'm not. I'm trying to be like this is a very serious question. It's a very serious question. How can the sex be that good?
Robert, up until this point, I had sex with one person, and
So that was all you knew.
it was all I knew, and it was a redhead.
Okay.
It wasn't
It
what- so Robert, it wasn't the sex I wanted, it was the redhead wanted it. And so I didn't know what it was like to be able to be in control until I was with this person.
And you were like, okay, so I can take all that car door shit out on her
Yeah.
in the bedroom.
Dude, no, I'm not even joking to you. Yeah. And I think that's what almost scares me the most.
Is how it opened
The
you up
aptitude
sexually.
or-
Well, no, is because like they asked me to do things to them that I was uncomfortable with.
Yeah.
But you would still
in
do
turn,
It's literally in turn. Yeah.
but in turn, I'm scared that if they ever wanted to like ruin my fucking life, they could say I did I did this to them.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, but
No, I did this to you because you asked me to do it to you, and we had a fucking 2-hour conversation about what this meant, kind of deal,
I remember
so it was a lot worse than spitting.
bro.
I remember the scariest
Dude, I've never been in like serious like kinky shit.
The
so, like,
scariest sentence I've ever heard from a woman sexually is, "Hey, remember, no, please, and stop are not my safe words." That was the scariest sentence I've ever heard from.
Never told me that.
Yeah, no, that was something where I was like, "Hey, this is a little bit much for me."
What was I am curious. Now that you're
I had a
your
sim-
sex
no,
life.
no,
Okay.
I had a similar experience where
CNC.
they said, if I pass out, put me back on.
What? What does that mean? What does that mean?
That's what I
does that
said.
mean?
That's what I said.
What does that mean? Put me back on?
Put me back on.
No. That's just like a new kind of marionette puppet.
And what's worse is,
Ropes were involved.
yeah, no. Again, I don't know if this
What
can
the
make the
fuck?
podcast, but if you've ever been asked, hey, throat fuck me until I can't breathe. You're like, what does that mean? How will I know? And you're like, oh, you'll know when I pass out. Like, fuck!
I'm not, dude. I would be so uncomfortable.
Like, are you comprehending this?
Okay.
No. I was asked to do this to a living human being.
Can I? No, let me just say real quick. Here is
Okay,
my
yes, mine will come
comprehension.
after.
My comprehension.
God, I fucking hope my parents don't watch this.
They won't. This is called the Moist Monday podcast. No one's watching this shit. But my
Such a
comparison,
good question.
my comparison to rough sex is someone says, "Hey, give me a hickey," and I try and can't even do that. Like
You ever had somebody look you deep in the eyes and say, beat the shit out of me?
No,
It's
like I'm just saying,
awful.
like I can't even give someone a hickey when they want it because I'm like I don't want to hurt you, so I can't even imagine fucking someone until they can't breathe. Like
I remember a
like,
girl
that's
asking me
insane.
to insult her boyfriend.
while you're cheating on. This is where many.
That is how I found out she had a boyfriend.
What the fuck?
And I did it.
You go, he has such a small
I
penis.
did such a good job of it.
What would you say?
I don't fucking know.
You go, my penis is so much bigger.
What's crazy? You know what's crazy? Sorry to expose you, Anna. No. But what's crazy is not a lot has changed. Except now we communicate about our feelings.
I mean, you
But
have.
hey, I don't know if I necessarily feel comfortable with this. Whereas if I said that to the previous person, they're like, "Oh, I don't need you to feel comfortable."
Yeah,
Jesus
I just need you to
Christ.
do it.
Yeah.
That was a real sentence.
Oh
I
my
heard.
God.
I don't need you to feel comfortable.
That makes me uncomfortable just hearing that.
That's so weird.
Not even in the situation.
Do you want to know even the worst?
I do.
You know the joke about this one. 2.5 man?
Jesus Christ.
No. So
You go ahead and say it.
Literally, so after I broke up with this person, it took me a year to like recover mentally.
I mean,
And
only
it took
a
me
year though.
well
That's-
to the point of where I could talk to women in a way that it was like I want to have a relationship with
Yeah.
you. Men was fine. I could do men.
and that makes sense though.
Yeah.
And so it took a year for me to be able to like, all right, let's expand Tinder back into women. And
What a brave
what a brave,
swipe of
brave
that.
move.
Yes.
You're a brave man.
Yes, I will swipe.
I mean, I
will
also
swipe
can't-
women.
I shall
also
be on the
can't
hunt
even- I
for
am-
some cunt.
This isn't the first time you said it.
What a bio.
I was used to you. I was gonna say something, and you just straightened me with a joke you've said multiple
I will
times.
just continue with my story.
Please do.
No, so a year after that breakup happened, which was great, Jacob, you remember the night. Yeah. I decided to get back on Tinder and I swipe right, and there's this girl she's into film. She's a film major.
Whoa.
She's pretty,
Sign me
gorgeous,
up.
very sweet too. But then she had a little demon in her, and
You saw a little freaking
immediately
tribal
kind of wanted
tattoo.
to. She kind of wanted to get into it, and I was like, I want to date you, but like, let's fucking go
Respectfully.
respectfully. And it was great for the first 2 dates. Date number 3, I go over to her place,
Okay.
and we're watching like Cowboy Bebop and drinking wine and having dinner.
Very cool.
That's a good night.
Sounds like a great night,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I drink a lot of wine.
Too much wine.
Too much wine. Not driving home. Whatever. It's fine.
Yeah, you're
I
just
had
having
expected that. I'm like, hey, do you mind if I crash? And like, oh no, I was expecting it. Let's get a little.
Let's get
I'm
frisky.
Like, and let's get frisky. And I'm like, oh yes, please, yes,
Spit in my
please.
mouth.
So we did get frisky. It was great, and then I fell asleep. You know, obviously after we're like cuddling and watching
Yeah, you just
Cowboy
Yes.
Bebop, and we
you
just
pass out. Yeah.
I wake up. It's still night. It's maybe 4 o'clock in the morning. And the reason I wake up is because I have 2 fingers in my ass.
What?
I feel like this is how like
Okay, pause.
This is how, like,
Did anyone just realize? What?
I feel like this is how like a fish feels when like it first gets hooked for the first time. There's like, oh, that's not supposed to be there.
I kind of wish it would be a goldfish because it would forget that it just got hooked and kind of have to rediscover the situation.
If it was a goldfish, it would forget how to smile.
Yeah.
It would never smile
I kind of wish
again.
I would rather rediscover the situation several times and then not remember it.
That's fair.
But
That's a crazy dark sentence, but that is fair.
Yeah, but
Two fingers?
2 fingers.
I've only had one, barely, and it was
Requested.
So-
it was consensual, and even then I didn't quite. Like
That-
I was hesitant.
That is fair. 2 fingers.
I'm
is a
fine.
lot.
I'm fine with it. I'm a man who likes men and women.
Yeah,
I've
it's
been
still
with
waking,
men
but
and
still,
women.
but still waking up to that.
Waking up from unconsciousness.
So what happened before
Oh,
that?
God, a wine drunk.
What do you
Sleep
mean?
too.
What happened before that? I cuddled her until I fell asleep, and,
then
I woke up
and
with
then she
fingers
just
in my
and then she
ass.
just pirate hooked you.
She fucking fish hooked me while I was asleep. And I don't know if you've heard of fight or flight, but there's a third response, and it's freeze.
So you.
I froze. I had no idea what to do.
So what was she planning on doing? Waking you up like that, or just she just was gonna like?
I don't think she was planning on waking me up.
She was just gonna.
But I did, and I said, oh, all right.
Let's
After like
assessed.
maybe like 5 fucking minutes of her exploring.
Oh,
2 fingers, like full fingers.
And
that's
yeah,
a
no, no,
spelunk.
bro.
What
And
the fuck?
she was a slightly thicker girl too, so these were not thin fingers.
Sausage fingers.
Sausage fingies.
Got yourself an English breakfast.
And like, and I
I'm laughing at
I
your joke,
find
but
my
I shouldn't be laughing.
no,
That's a good
please
joke.
no. Feel free. So
No,
that's
like,
the thing.
I'm like-
I joke about that's my coping.
You and I
mechanism.
have joked about this many a time.
We have.
So that is
So
why
do
I
not-
am making
don't worry
jokes.
about laughing.
This makes no.
All of you
I laugh
audience
at
members, if you
everything.
laughed, don't feel bad.
I laugh at everything, but this
And
makes
also,
me.
I knew I was
this
allowed to make
makes
jokes
me-
during this.
This makes me uncomfortable.
That's fair.
Think about
Imagine
how
how
I
he
felt.
felt.
Yeah. Dude, I just felt pressured.
Double pressure. You felt double pressure. Jesus Christ, dude.
No,
Jesus
and
Christ.
no, I didn't used to be able to talk about it like this. Literally
Oh, you had trauma.
No, I remember
2 days
this.
after, I called my brother. And,
Which
like,
one?
Tanner.
The Hollywood star.
Yeah, the Hollywood star, because he was older. I didn't know how to. I
And you're
felt,
like, how should I feel with this situation?
Don't trouble a
what am I?
12-year-old.
What am I called my dad? When I called my mom, and said,
Batman.
"Hey,
Explain
hey,
this, yeah.
I was fucking Netflix and chilling with a girl, and then she stuck 2 fingers up my
While
ass
I was sleeping.
while I was asleep, while I was unconscious.
That's
while
the
I,
fucked up part.
So that's the thing is there was zero consent.
Yeah.
There was no
This is a
possibility.
third date. You're not even dating.
Yeah, there was a 0.00001% of consent, and that's somebody a partner saying, "Hey,
Snore
if you
twice
want to
if
wake
you want."
if you want to wake me up by fucking me, go ahead." Like that. That's the equivalent of what was happening.
Well,
except
yeah.
this was our third date, and I had said nothing to this woman.
And you haven't fooled around at this point.
yeah, and it was you know
You haven't fooled around and she went straight for the
she was
anus.
also she was also drunk. Like so again,
Yeah, but
the
still,
judgment's
dude.
gone. No, and
I don't
there's
go for
no
the ass when I'm
defense
drunk.
whatsoever.
And I mean, my
I bet you I
aim's
could
bad.
pull. I bet you I could pull up the
Yeah, but not
fucking
2 fingers
DMs.
ain't bad.
No.
Because
I'm not going straight
No.
woman
so
first.
so I basically took a year and dealt with it traumatically. Like I couldn't talk
Jesus
about it.
Christ,
Would give
dude.
me. I was never formally diagnosed with it. I didn't even talk about it with my therapist.
Sure.
Because it was so traumatizing. It hurt to think about. But then I just realized, listen, you're not going to be able to move on with your life unless you can fucking crack a joke about this.
That's
Yeah,
why I joke about everything.
I remember the switch in you of when you first opened up and then immediately was like, hey, here's a joke I wrote about this.
Did it physically hurt? Or
Yeah,
it was just mostly emotional?
That's a burn, yeah.
No. Yeah. So think about it. Think about a woman. Think about a woman who doesn't know a man's ass.
That's also
It's
fair.
different than their own. And I don't know how much exploring she did in her own, but it's not the same.
I'm just
Angles.
I'm just so vanilla at everything. So like I don't.
Have you never had a finger up your ass?
Yeah.
I've had a tip of a finger.
Have you never fucking touched your prostate?
No, a finger like
I've
just
looked for it.
I've never double fingered waking up to that. Like it's like that's something extreme.
I mean, you're talking about. I
I mean,
sorry.
obviously
You've looked.
I've looked. I've been looked at. Like,
There might be
no.
you have some slight swelling.
There's some minor swelling. Sorry, I've been drinking.
It's the scotch.
I've lost where I was.
I'm just like.
You just, I know. It's so weird. I bet you it's weird on your side casually hearing me talk about
Right,
this.
where I knew, and I knew this was coming when it
definitely,
started.
because, like,
yeah,
it's just
yeah.
like,
It was.
What
those-
was my fucking 2.5 men joke? I'm too drunk. I
It
can't
was
remember.
like
It's startling to me, and I didn't wake up startled with 2 fingers in my ass.
so.
Like,
Not to trigger you more, it was I've been raped 1.5 times. It's kind of like 2.5 men.
Oh,
but
right.
with
That's
one
not even-
more
that's not even
and
the
a
end.
rape. Yes.
Damn.
That was the joke you told me.
No, so I had
half
I had
Americans?
experience with that, and another girl I was trying to hook up with
Yes, the
when I
half.
was back was like, I got woken up in the middle of the like, can I suck your dick? And I'm like,
Absolutely.
yeah, sure, go ahead. I wasn't feeling it.
Yeah.
You know, like I was, and
sometimes
this was
you're
that,
not,
that
yeah.
was not assault. That was not anything. That was just
No.
that was me. Like, I thought I would be
Go
into
for
it,
it.
but
it might
no,
not.
no harm, no foul.
Yeah, sometimes it doesn't work. Yeah.
Worth a shot.
But then the person that I was with tried to like straddle me and like get on me, and I was like, "Hey, listen, I'm not into that right now. Let's not do that." But they're like, "What? No, fuck it." And just tried, and I'm like, "No. Eyes, no."
Damn. So this
And
is
they were like, "Oh, come on!" Like
So this is
I
where
was
your
being a
sadness comes
burden
from.
because I wouldn't fucking put my penis in them. Like, no, that's my penis. Let me do what I please with it.
you don't even want it.
Stop it! Stop my penis! And they were so
Yikes.
adamant, and then I had to say no like 4 fucking times.
We just roll over.
And then I physically had to
yeah.
off, and I said no to their face.
Jesus Christ.
And then they went to bed and they tried to cuddle me, and I was like, not having it.
What the?
And the next morning I was like, hey, listen, you kind of had to apologize for trying to rape me, so I don't think we're going to hang out anymore.
That's fair.
So I've been raped 1.5 times.
Kind of like 2.5 men.
You
Yeah.
probably want to put a trigger warning at the beginning of this podcast.
That's fair.
Every episode of the podcast is trigger warning.
There is no podcast without the trigger.
We're talking about a Russie in one episode.
Yeah.
Have you heard that?
A Russie?
A Russie.
Yeah,
A
it's-
wrist pussy.
Oh,
Like
I
when
thought you
Jesus
just-
was crucified.
Yeah,
About fucking your own wrist.
because he couldn't do it in the hand. The hand would
Exactly.
Yeah, it would fall
and
off.
that, I think, is the worst we've ever gone.
the wrist.
The Russie.
It's up
I'll
there.
set new records here, man.
I think we have.
Let's set a new record because I do have another question.
Yeah,
This one's more PG, and I
Okay.
think it would be fun to hear all of
let's
us.
set a record. This
Yeah.
is PG.
It's a good way to close it.
We're gonna correct that.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I'll take a little splash. But while you're cracking that, we can all answer. We can all answer this.
Yes.
I am curious. What is the best meal
Oh.
you've ever had? Because I do feel like you seem like somewhat of a foodie because you get into topics, you get into things that are like you're very passionate.
good.
You're very passionate about things. So I feel like food is one of those things you're passionate about.
Sorry, it's quite moist over here. Yeah. I actually want to hear Jacob's answer.
Oh, my best meal ever?
Yeah.
Because I can. One of mine is with you,
Oh, okay. I think I know what you're referring to.
and it was a meal that we had this conversation while eating that meal.
Yes. And that would be in my like top 5.
Yeah.
But
And
so
I think we talked about your answer at
yes,
this
because
dinner.
I have 2 top meals I can think of. And the first one's fast. It was in New Zealand. It was served to me on a machete and newspaper, and it was fried shark.
Okay.
So
Immediately, that's awesome.
I remember thinking, and it was by a Maori guy in like a little shack that was in like the mall. So it was like super small operation.
Is it a mall?
I think so. That's
You
what
got
I
a
remember.
machete shark on the mall?
Yeah.
God, fucking
I
Myrtle,
think-
hey,
Bro.
step your game up,
Maybe
dude.
not like a mall, but like it was like a public area
strip
thing. Yeah.
mall.
Where like a street vendor would be.
Oh, it's also New Zealand, so
Yeah. So who knows what they do differently. And
they don't have peanut butter.
No, that's true. All right. So
I'm sorry, what?
They don't have peanut butter.
wait, peanut butter. No, I think they have peanut butter.
They
think
don't
they
have something.
Are you hiccuping?
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Don't. I can cut it out in post. Don't admire it.
Stop it.
clip. Yeah, I think they have peanut
Stop
butter.
hiccuping.
Somewhere in Europe, they don't have peanut butter.
I don't know. They don't have a lot in New Zealand because I remember we would
In
mail them over.
Soviet Union, peanut butter you.
Butter peanuts you.
No. Niet.
All right. So that was
Cook still mein Freund.
that was one of my favorite meals. I remember the other one. It's I don't even know to tell the full story except for like I remember I went to dinner in Portland with my aunt.
Wait, you can't skip over the shark thing.
Well, no, that's
That was
all it
it?
was. Yeah, it was just
all you remember?
awesome, and it was partially because of the guy that was such a good meal
Also,
too.
part of just the setup is like obviously it's going to be.
Yeah,
There you
and
go.
there was like some
This
sort
is
of
an
fried
experience.
shark thing.
Yeah,
like
wow.
I doubt it was like shark because I don't think you're supposed to eat that. But I remember that being part of the conversation.
I think you're
like
allowed
a
to eat shark if you're in New Zealand.
I don't know. And the other favorite meal was in Portland, Oregon. I went to dinner with like friends, and also my aunt was there, so we like all had a group dinner. And she ordered one of everything off the menu because she
That's
is
cool as
rich,
fuck,
and
dude.
it's awesome. And
So you just got plates of shit.
I would love to be able to do that at some point. And it was
It's weird being around rich people at like restaurants, right?
right, yeah, like rich people around like a nice restaurant
'Cause
where
it's a
like it's kind
power
of
move.
like they still like fuck around money.
And they just go, oh, let's just try everything.
Yeah,
And you go,
and like
you go,
okay,
I don't think I'm allowed to. And you go, no, I'll take care of it.
Yeah.
No, no,
Like,
no,
it's just like-
I got you.
This is
Like
like-
hearing them say like, no, it's on me.
Yeah, it's
It's like,
Dude,
do
literally.
you mean this? Like I spend $300 on like a gaming console.
Yeah.
right, yeah,
You spent it on a meal for one night.
that is wild.
But what's insane is like when you hear that, you instantly see new things on the menu you have never seen before.
Like,
you
that you
open
did
your
your
eyes, you go,
process.
I would have never seen that.
Yeah.
You see the number before the menu item. You're like, nope.
Yep, it's just like not an option. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and it was that meal. It was some sort of like catfish, like a fried catfish,
yummy.
and I don't ever remember having catfish before or after this. But that was like the best flavor I've ever experienced
Because
out
it
of
was
a meal.
rich.
You spice a catfish right, you've got a fucking dish on your hand.
Because
man.
like I don't know if I like catfish otherwise. I don't ever remember ordering it before or after that.
That's because that was the top
Yeah.
experience.
First time I had catfish was in fucking Memphis, Tennessee.
Damn.
Okay.
It
You've
was
been
on,
around.
on Beale Street,
Nice.
dude. It was.
Is that near Mulberry?
You're just naming streets now.
Is it Dr. Seuss reference?
Him street stuff. No, so Beale. Do you know the movie If Beale Street Could Talk?
No.
So Beale Street's like it's
You know
it's
so
where
much about
jazz.
film than me.
It's where jazz and blues and rock and roll all kind of like conglomerated. Not
Okay.
where it originated, but where it's found itself.
That sounds like a really cool street.
It's amazing. I actually got into a club that I was not supposed to be in that night because
secret
there was some
club.
live music.
Nice.
I like secret clubs.
Guess who was playing that night?
Foo Fighters.
Fucking Alabama Shakes.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Out
okay.
of fucking nowhere. I was just like, who is this band?
Yeah, that would be a good
Alabama
show.
Shakes.
That's
a
a
year
good-
later, Sound and Color comes out. And I'm like,
Dude, I was there
I listened to those fuckers in this club on Beale Street.
on Mulberry
Good man.
Street. So, what was your best food? Best meal.
For my 21st birthday, my dad was like, you're a person who would probably like Vegas, but I think you would appreciate something else more. And so
That makes sense.
instead he took me to San Francisco.
Ooh.
Now, the reason he took me to
Nice.
San Francisco is because he had
Trolleys.
clients out. Well, no, he had. Call back! No,
Not horses.
my dad had business out in
so it
San
was
Francisco.
a
He had an
double
office out there.
entendre.
So he did some business, and then he flew me out there, and I met him out there. And there is a restaurant called Bix, and the
BIC?
yeah, BIC apostrophe S.
They own the lighters?
And the entrance to the restaurant is in an alleyway.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
I already like the setup.
It's this old brick alleyway from Old Town, San Francisco, and you walk in. You know, like the restaurants. You ever seen Peaky Blinders?
I've heard of it.
You know that scene where they fucking bust up the place and Arthur goes, "By order of the Peaky fucking Blinders."
No, but I believe you.
No, but that restaurant in that scene,
Okay.
with the like fucking chandeliers and shit. That's what the place was. And it was it was a seafood joint.
your reaction. Because I know.
Fuck you, Jacob.
I know you're on a different level right now.
So it's the super
Just with that reaction. Because your eyes are like.
Dude, it's a super fucking fancy seafood restaurant. All right.
I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm there.
I'm sorry.
Like top of the line. We're talking like Michelin star, like no fucking Gentiles allowed kind of deal.
Did they make? I fucking recently learned what a Michelin star is.
And are they the same? I'm very
It's the same
curious.
as the tires.
It's the same
Before
as
you-
the tires.
It is.
What?
Yeah.
That's a.
Isn't that weird? I
Doesn't make
just
sense.
learned that
Tires,
recently.
food, rubber.
It's where to drive.
Yeah, drive your pallet,
Swear to
drive
God,
the
man.
concrete.
It is
I
where
get
to
it.
go.
All right, let's hear it. What was it rated? So it's out of 5 on Michelin?
No, three.
Three.
Michelin stars.
And like, how many 3-star restaurants even are
3
there?
stars aren't even like.
Probably under 40.
Okay.
So a 1 out of 3 isn't that bad though.
no, 1 out of 3 means it's the hottest place in town.
So like one Michelin stars
midget
is great.
scooters. They got.
So here's
That was a joke on the SNL thing. It's the hottest place in town.
Right. Okay.
They got
Jesus.
have you ever seen the SNL?
No.
You've seen
Dan
it.
Cortez.
You just said
Yeah,
those
you-
words. I was like,
They got
what?
midgets on scooters.
Fucking Stefan.
They've got fire hydrants that squirt milk. Like it's the hottest place.
They have a bouncer that only talks to children of divorce. Like,
You never see that?
No, so I didn't know about that, and I just heard you start talking, and it threw me off.
It's the guy who plays Barry,
Bill Hader.
Bill
Okay.
Hader. It's his SNL up live Saturday Night update, weekend update.
Oh,
Yeah.
the gay
With the-
character?
yeah, with the tattoos.
yes.
The one who has like the tattoos.
Stefan or
Stefan.
whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's Stefan. Yeah.
Okay, yes, that makes sense then.
Because he's always
Yes.
breaking.
Yeah.
Because they write his lines right before he goes on.
So to continue
he's
about the
reading
best
it.
food
Yes.
Yeah, sorry.
at a restaurant called Bix in San Francisco. If you have a chance, go.
I've never
if
been
you
to California.
can. And I
No.
had a meal. Do you know what Chiapino is?
No.
Chia Pets?
No, so Chiapino is a tomato-based stew that has seafood in it. Everything
So I
from
feel like that wouldn't be
from mussel. So mussels are traditional.
Okay.
very
Calamari
strong.
rings are wonderful in that, and it's this like I said, tomato-based broth, and in that broth is all this shit.
Which
sounds
doesn't
like-
sound good to
Yeah,
me.
that sounds very unique and like it sounds like.
Like,
but I never
I
had it.
believe you.
I never
Warm,
had
but then
anything
you
like it.
you crack open like the crab shell of the like deal, and you open up this crab that had been basting in it.
Also, like the shell's still on it.
Yeah, the shell's still. It's
I've
all
never
raw.
had that.
And
I've
this
never even had
Chiapino,
crab in general.
I
Me
had,
neither.
and then
had
when
crab
you take
macaroni.
this, you take like this like toast that's been toasted in butter. Afterwards, you can dip it into that broth and that soup, that tomato based broth deal.
So it just all goes together.
I
can't picture that flavor at all.
want you to Google Chiapino when you get a chance, and it's.
Yeah, my thumb's right there.
I can't have it. I almost feel like I can't have it from other restaurants
It
because
needs to be like that treat.
I've never even
not
heard of
match
that.
because all of the ingredients at Bix were directly from the sea, right? You know,
Because
like
you're at
couple
San
hundred
Fran,
feet.
dude.
Yeah, a couple
The
hundred
fucking
feet
bridge
that
is,
way.
The bridge is right there.
Like they could get all the ingredients. There was fucking lobster, crab, calamari rings. There were mussels. There were clams. There was everything, and these herbs and spices in it. It was the most decadent, most
sounds
rich, most fucking warm soul food I've ever had.
Your description makes me like I really want to try it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't seem like an initial thing. Be like,
You have to be a fan of seafood to love it.
I like seafood, but it doesn't seem like something I would
But like
order.
no.
'cause
I
it,
mean
like,
all seafood, not like I'll have some crab here and there,
No,
or
I
I'll
like-
have some
I
for like
love
fish and
seafood.
chips.
I love seafood.
You need to like be a person who slurps the fucking oyster out of the shell.
I still
okay, so I don't think I'm that far. I'm not a slurper.
No, I've never tried oyster.
Yeah, I'm not a slurper.
Me and Anna, we had oysters in Salem, dude.
Yeah.
We fucking love oysters.
And they were kind of spooky.
Fuck the slime, fuck the whatever. There's something great about the taste in
And
there.
aren't they?
I wanna try
And aren't
it.
they an aphrodisiac?
They are.
So you think she'd be spitting after that?
How was the sex that night?
Dude,
We
his
had, like,
eyes did a
we
weird
had
fucking.
sex like maybe twice on the honeymoon.
Okay, and that was
both
one of the
times were
Both
after
times
sea-
were like oysters, I think.
So
Aphrodisiac, man.
yeah,
I believe it.
I believe it too.
weird.
Hell, I have evidence.
Still claw marks.
I'm a believer. I couldn't leave her if I tried.
I was feeling the moment.
All right, what's your best meal?
So this question started
When you asked it.
when I asked it. I mean, but no, this question started because Jacob and I rekindled probably 4 years ago, and we was
touched tips.
and we never have
Just lips.
just lips barely. I wish more. No, just kidding. Actually, who knows? We'll see. But we we started doing a monthly dinner thing, which we haven't done in a while.
Like
which,
a year.
Which we need to bring back. But
I'll go with you.
we used to do monthly dinners, and it's nice. You actually like splurge on yourself. You have a nice dinner. You get nice drinks. We went to tap room. So we went to the Iowa tap room, and we were splurging on ourselves. And we had ordered, what was it? The lobster sandwich or the
Dude,
It was a lobster roll.
It was a lobster roll.
But it was a sandwich though. But it wasn't just called
That's what a lobster roll
Yeah, and
is.
it was-
okay.
It was something that I would normally look past because of the price, but it was like one of these dinners where I was like, "Hey, we're here to."
Was
treat
it
our-
market price?
I don't remember. The price doesn't matter, but I was like,
What market do they shop at?
That's the question. Anna bought market
farmer.
price lobster mac and cheese in Salem, and it was like $34.
I don't think it was that much because it was in Iowa.
God, but there's so many lobsters.
Yeah, they're fucking.
Yeah, but there's so many restaurants, and there's not a lot of Salems.
Fair.
Well, during Halloween there is.
There's one Salem, and 140,000 people go to it.
So they can. But I remember we had ordered this meal and we had gotten some really good craft beer.
Yep.
And we like had taken a bite and we were like, dude, this is like, it was just a nice dinner, and we were like, damn, this is incredible. And then we started talking about what was the best dinners we'd ever had, best meals we'd ever had. And that's when I heard that experience that you had talked about earlier. Mm-hmm. And I think one that I shared that night, and the one that's coming to my mind right now, is Seattle. So yours is Portland. Mine was Seattle. This, I don't even remember. What's crazy is around just the food itself, I think it's the experience and the memory that goes with it that locks it in as like the best meal.
For sure.
Because I remember I think it was when I was 23 or 24. So it was a couple years ago. And it was September. So it was like right before my birthday. And we had gotten flown out to Seattle by Konami. Which is obviously a huge fucking brag.
Yeah.
But like it was like, it's still so surreal that this happened. But we got flown out by Konami for a game release party in Seattle for their new Contra game. And so we flew out Friday. We were going to leave Sunday. So Friday night we were like, "Hey, we got our freaking."
Jacob, sorry, you just looked like you were like,
Fuck you.
Yeah, I was listening. I'm in it.
But we were like, "Hey, we got our freaking flight and hotel. Basically, the whole trip was paid for. So we were like, let's go have a fucking nice dinner in Seattle."
Yeah.
So we went to like this weird. It was such a small restaurant on the corner of some space in Seattle where it was like in a very deep Italian.
Okay.
Like it was like a true Italian place. And I don't remember what we had for our main entree, but I
I
remember
can say that I'm 25%.
But I remember we had something incredible, and you could like the kitchen had like a huge cutout, and they had like literally a fire oven.
Okay.
Like it was like legit. And then we ordered for dessert creme brulee, and it was like I had never had creme brulee at this point.
I never have.
And it was like 100% like
I've never had creme brulee.
I don't
But
think
this was like I guess I've never had it either. But at this point, I was like, dude, this feels like such a thing, such a fucking iconic, like the crusted burnt top, and it was just like so good. And I was just like, and being able to just look and see the fire kitchen, and then we bought like a really nice like bottle of wine that we were splitting. It was
Yeah.
Wes and I was like, dude, this is fucking cool as fuck. Just because of the experience,
Talking
of
about splitting wine, I remember
Just because of the
fucking
experience
time
on
with
trip,
Jacob.
Yeah.
experience and trip, but because of like, dude, where I didn't even know where we were, and like on the way down there, I got hit in the face with a bag of food by a homeless man. Like it was like a huge freaking.
The whole event.
It was just like this whole surreal
I
like.
feel like it's a bigger story than the meal.
That's why it's part of the story. Like we were walking towards this place on our phones, like trying to figure out where's this place at. And literally, this homeless guy was on a bike coming towards me, and he kept glaring at me. And I was like, the sidewalk was wide, so I was going to the right. And he had a bag of like leftover food, and there was like a bag of chips, like I'm guessing it was like a Subway type bag, and there was a bag of chips in there.
Bag of chips, eh?
Yeah. As he rode past me, he hit me in the face with his chips and kept riding. I'm not kidding. And I literally went, like, it happened so fast, I was like, what the fuck? And, like, Wes didn't even realize it. He was like, what the fuck? And then by the time that, like, he was gone. Like, I was like...
And just like that,
like,
he
what?
was gone.
And then I had the best meal of my life. Like, so I think he was setting me... Like, it was like, welcome to Seattle, I guess.
So the creme brulee thing reminds me. So, like, I have that feeling, almost exactly that feeling with bread pudding.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, good
Yeah, 'cause
bread
it could-
pudding is
yeah,
so fucking good.
So where'd you have that at?
So the first time I ever had bread pudding was some fucking place in Ohio.
That's
I
what's
can't
crazy.
remember.
in Ohio?
Yeah, no, because I went to Ohio for Thanksgiving a bunch, and we would always go to restaurants the
I've
day
always heard that-
before Thanksgiving.
Okay.
So
I've always heard that's where
carried
lovers go.
My good. Have you seen the country cover?
No.
Oh, it's fucking great.
I always
I
just,
can't make it home out. 'Cause
I always
my
just
heart
reference it.
is in
I always just reference it because I
Ohio.
was obsessed with a girl that we climbed with.
Oh yeah.
It was from
Do you guys still climb?
Yeah, I did today.
Oh, fuck yeah, you two. No,
Yeah, I did.
But I had bread pudding in Ohio
I had the
that
day off.
changed my life.
I didn't know that.
I called it today.
Seriously, you go ask before this.
$70 a month and I haven't climbed in 2 months.
Before
You
this
aren't
comes
inviting me
out.
anymore?
Before this comes out on December 12th.
Yeah, this comes out December 12th. Hopefully.
December 12th, hopefully.
Maybe early.
Maybe even earlier. But before it comes out, go ask Anna what my favorite dessert is. She will tell you in a heartbeat. Bread pudding.
I'll text her
It's
right
a
now.
small obsession of mine. Yeah, go ahead, call her.
I can't. My phone's recording.
I kind of want to call her now.
Let's do it.
Yeah, see what.
You want to call Anna?
Yeah, let's call
Yeah, you
her.
want to call her and see if
And
she
just ask
agrees?
her what my favorite dessert is.
Yeah. And she'll say,
Do you have cake at their wedding?
no,
I
I didn't
never-
have dessert at your
Oops.
wedding.
Yeah, no one did.
Because it was in the corner and I was too busy drunk.
Was there
No,
cake?
everybody else was.
There was a whole corner. There was corner. There was so
Yeah,
many.
there were personal desserts for everybody.
Yeah, because I just remembered I didn't have any.
No, I didn't. People kept saying, hey, there's dessert. And I go, where?
I'm dancing.
Yeah. He's in the corner. She's probably asleep.
Hello.
Hey, sweetie, how are you?
Okay. How are you?
Fantastic. I am am really moist on the Moist Monday podcast, and we're calling you straight from it, love.
And what?
We're calling you from the Moist Monday podcast.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
So you're on live now, just so you know.
She's used to
Oh,
it.
good.
So I was telling them about my favorite desserts. Anna, without me giving any sort of hints, can you tell them what my favorite dessert is?
Bread pudding.
There
Damn.
you go.
Immediately.
She knows you.
Absolutely.
Damn, she's your wife.
Yeah, and what was the hardest experience a couple nights ago was watching me what?
Spit?
Watching me what?
No. Me watching y'all do what to something?
The pumpkin bread pudding?
Dude, they had fucking pumpkin bread pudding at Bubba.
Is that good or
downtown.
bad?
Oh, it was
Yeah,
amazing.
that was good shit.
So, equally as good as your first?
Yeah.
You always remember
It
your
was
first.
really great.
Pumpkin.
Also, I just want some verification on this because we only have Jacob right now.
What?
So
I'm also here.
So hey, no, but you weren't there when it happened. So can you verify some like just some experience when it comes to my previous relationship before you
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah, she's excited for this.
from They Who Shall Not Be Named?
Yeah. No, I figured out who you're talking about.
Yeah. So like, do you think the people who experience that around us would like verify any of the stories I would fucking tell?
Yeah. Probably.
Don't you have some stories?
Yeah, but we don't need to get into that.
So here's the
He's
issue.
so worried about being canceled.
So here's the issue with that, Anna, is I've already gotten into that in depth here on this podcast.
Oh, I figured.
Yeah.
She knew it was coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've all received threats.
Wait, you have?
No, but I know that you guys have.
No, that's why I brought it up. Because I received messages.
You haven't received messages,
No, he has
Robert,
not.
you fucker.
I just wanted to be a part of something. Like,
I understand.
Also, wait, what are your feelings on me talking about our sex life on the podcast?
too late.
Whatever.
Too late.
God, I
There
fucking
we
love
have
this
it.
woman.
Also,
I
ask
know
her.
said that I can't be there to talk about it, but you know what?
Hey, also, ask
Yep.
her
Yep.
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift, Anna?
What about Taylor Swift?
What about Taylor Swift? Because I feel like that's a thing between you, Jacob, and Robert that apparently I'm not included in.
Yeah, clearly.
Good. She's in.
Yeah.
You bitch.
You hear that? That's another.
Fine. Yeah.
Oh, she's still
in.
you
Yeah.
hear that?
She thought it was a bit. It ain't a bit.
Still happening.
Not a bit.
No, it's happening.
Oh,
Okay.
it's happening.
100%, she said.
So, Anna, just a heads up, I have been drinking scotch, so it will be a minute before I get home.
Yeah,
Kind of figured.
we've drank
Hey,
it.
at least it's not beer. I won't be hungover.
There you go.
You will.
You know what? You don't have to keep bragging about it.
Oh wait, no, verify
brag
this.
about
So,
it?
hey, day
Wait.
after my bachelor party, how was I?
Oh my god. I mean, You weren't terrible.
No.
I was pretty fucking coherent and wonderful,
Oh,
wasn't
look
I?
at you, because you were not
I
that.
was impressed.
You were not
personally.
night
You
of.
were-
Well,
also-
No, not only were you impressed, Anna, you were what?
Speechless.
Exactly. Speechless.
Was
No,
I supposed to?
you were mad.
What?
you were mad.
Right.
She was mad you weren't hungover.
Wait, no. You're making it sound like I'm making you say this shit. Hold on.
It does. And we're not cutting this.
Yeah.
No,
We're gonna leave
Anna,
it-
you were fucking legitimately mad at me for how well I was doing.
Right after, okay, in my head, for some reason, I mixed a bachelor party and wedding. But no, after the bachelor party, you were completely fine. And I was so pissed because
That's your
I am
night.
completely not fine after a night of drinking.
No, and he was crazy drunk.
We also need to
I
have.
gave you the 2 rules before the night, right?
I heard all of you guys.
What-
communicate
what were
that you
your
already
rules?
gone.
I said only let me drink hard liquor and give me water.
Oh, yeah, and you mostly followed that.
Well, you
You
thanks
also
to you guys.
threw Jacob.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Yeah.
He did throw me.
Even though Jacob said it wasn't you.
No, I listened to the recording. I said it was Chase.
There was mention of me. I was the one that threw him 11 fucking feet.
I said that. I
No.
re-listened to the podcast after he called in.
Hey, I've lost friends because of the podcast, and you did not say that.
What?
Oh, you don't know about that?
Okay,
What?
and I'm so sorry to bring you into this. I just wanted to call you and let you know I love you.
No, I appreciate being included, and I love you.
You're wonderful.
Have fun.
Thank you, Goth Princess. I'll see you when I'm home.
My wife.
My wife. Oh my God, you're my wife.
Bye.
She said
Beautiful.
it's so annoying.
Yeah, bitch.
So annoying.
God, I fucking love that woman.
And we're back for a closing segment for the Moist Monday podcast because both cameras are dying, just like our souls. Good. That's a good reaction shot from Jace with that face.
The capsule's going off.
I just want to say real quick, congratulations on being married.
Thank you.
Yes,
Good.
Mazel Tov.
Congratulations on having my wife.
My wife.
Yeah, there it is.
your wife.
Congratulations on being the second married person on the pod.
Who is the first?
Josh.
Josh the cop, our buddy.
And that, let me tell you,
Fuck
Wait.
you, Josh.
Hey.
Come after me.
No.
6109.
Happy Moist Monday,
happy
boys.
Moist Monday, everybody.
Yeah, cheers to us.
Thank you guys for listening. Having guests is fun. Too far away.
What did
Worth
you
it.
expect?
I'll have a ching and
we're not a
post.
bunch of fucking Gentiles here. Come on.
Drake a movie got him. I do have a couple more questions prepared.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I'll take them. You don't have to put them in.
No, I do have a couple more questions prepared, but I think I got to save them for next time because I
okay.
think you will be a returning heavyweight champion fighter. Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking weigh in. Let's go.
Chase W. Stein.
Can I actually fight somebody on your podcast?
Who do you want to fight, Jacob?
Hank.
Taylor.
Dude, we gotta have Taylor on first. Which apparently does Taylor listen?
Yeah.
Taylor, if you
motherfuckers.
listen,
Jesus Christ.
we would.
Jacob, you hyped this man up so much.
Yo, I'm telling you right now, Taylor in my mind is a god.
That's fair.
So I would, dude. This is an open invitation.
What sucks is I fucking love this man.
right?
He's such a
No,
genuine,
Before
nice
the even
dude.
fight happens,
But
this is
just
an open
because
invitation
because
for
Henry
Taylor.
and Jacob, you fuckers.
No, Taylor has to be a guest on the
he'll
pod before you
legitimately
fight.
kick your ass. Bet.
It's because of the hair. You still have
Yeah,
long,
it is
does he still
fucking
have long hair?
Fabio.
What's up?
Taylor, he still has long hair.
What?
Does he still have the long flow?
Yes.
He's fucking hot. Dude.
Yeah, I know.
Looks like the fucking main dude in Camelot, Quest for Camelot. The blind woodsman.
Sure.
Oh, that long flow.
And you know what he's on the search for?
Some cunt.
Kicking your ass.
Better than 2 fingers.
In your ass?
Happy Moist Monday, everybody.
We appreciate you guys tuning in, hanging out, and listening. And we'll see you guys next week when we talk about who knows fucking what. Because it doesn't matter. This is a podcast for us. So, cheers. And
Cheers,
thank you,
everybody.
Chase, for being a part of it. I feel like I learned so much about you today.
Cheers.
Happy Moist
So
Monday,
maybe-
bud.
Dry bones, lazy bones, big bones, dance around in your bones.
Try it again.
None of the podcast was recorded.
Hello. All right, now I can hear me.
Yeah, it says 43.
Maybe we should have used my recorder.
I think it will buff out.
I think your iPhone just died.
We
Did
could probably call it soon too.
Did it die? It quit recording?
It's off now.
Son of a bitch. Not good.